What's up, everybody? Welcome to Raw is Law. I am your host, Alberto, aka The Beaten Cheeks. Today, we are going to talk about a little bit of the sympdemic. I got a special guest as well. He's a big dono in some, podcasts, particularly the Whatever podcast. And he's quite a gentleman-like person. He seems to know his shit, and he seemed to have caught up to my donos. But then again, I haven't really caught up with a lot of the Whatever shit in a while. So he needs no further introduction, and here he is. Give me a second. Boom! There you are. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Hold on. I want to check my mic right now. All right. Everything's fine. All right. That was weird. So I apologize for everybody that we had some technical difficulties. It was on my end. I thought it was on his end. Just switched that one little thing. Yeah, right. That was my fucking fault, dude. Anyways, welcome, dude. I know this is your first live, and
it is.
Yeah, man. Just go with the flow. We're gonna be chill. And then we're gonna have a good time. I like the hat. I see that you wore that specifically for me. I'm a Biden supporter.
I did not know that, but it makes it even sweeter if you are.
Just kidding. I don't fuck with that Biden bullshit. So, anyways, hey man, why don't you introduce us to give us your name and what you do for a living? Start off with that.
So my name's Don. I'm actually retired now. Mostly what I do now is I have some real estate holdings and some other interest that I kind of oversee and just take care of here and there. Not a daily gig usually. And I do that. And then I spent my entire career more or less in auto racing, which is a little weird. Most people go bankrupt in that. I retired from that.
Nice.
That's a unique thing. And I spent about 20 years in auto racing. I ended up owning a bunch of shops and owning, it's one of those things where if I had to spend, we crash a car and we come back and we'd spend $5,000 on it. And the next time we come back, we spend the same $5,000. And, it's just over and over and over again, spending all this money. I would just be like, at some point I need to own a body shop. Right. So I did. An opportunity came up to buy a body shop and, which is great. As a business, it's a license to print money. If you can oversee it and you know what you're doing, it is literally just, money. And
hell yeah, dude. That's pretty good. I guess we're gonna, walk slowly how you became about, getting into this journey. So like,
sure.
Tell me, did you grow up, in a, nuclear family dynamic, or like how was it with your upbringing?
No.
You don't have to get in too much detail, if you don't need to, but how was your upbringing like?
Yeah, I'll give you the 5-minute story. So I grew up dirt poor. I had a stepdad who, when I was young, he was not ready to be a dad. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And it was rough, man. And we were poor, right? And it's not that my parents didn't work or they didn't want to work or they didn't, whatever, but it can be hard when you're young and you have kids, but you're still young and and so he made a lot of mistakes. My stepdad did. And he knows that. Well, I mean, he's passed now, but he knew that, he came to terms with that over the years. And there's a lot of this bullshit that goes around that says you need, you reflect your family. And so the best, you want the best father and the best mother and all that kind of stuff. But that, I think that's backwards for a lot of people. For me, I looked at my parents and I never wanted to be them. Like I never wanted to be poor. I never wanted to do the things they did. My stepdad could have been, he wanted several times to open his own shop, to do his own thing, to be his own boss and make his own money. And my mom, who's a typical Democrat, was just scared to death. The taxes, somebody sues you, what happens? You just go out of business, and so her, it was this deal where they would kind of keep each other from getting ahead, and I watched that my whole life, and I said, I'm never going to be that person. If my wife, which she does, my wife's a high achiever, And I've never held her back from that. Anytime she said, hey, I want to go do this, I'm like, how can I support you to do that? Like, even though when it's not necessarily good for me personally, her being happy keeps me happy. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that there's a saying, I don't know who to attribute it to, who said it, but no sailor learns how to sail in calm seas, because you don't learn anything. You don't learn anything. So the struggles of my youth built me into a person that, to this day, I still shop at Walmart for my work shirts. I'm not going to go spend $20 on a work shirt to go fuck it up and get dirty. I go buy a $5 t-shirt, and I have no shame in wearing it and tearing the fuck out of it. And I think that people get all in their head. You see guys, and I'm not going to pick on anybody in particular, but you see these guys that go out there and go, the first thing you do is go buy a Lamborghini. They go buy this, they go buy that. I could have done that. As a matter of fact, I kind of did at one point, but I just watched my parents struggle so much in life that I never wanted to be that, ever. And I was the first kid in my family to go to college. I got a college degree, never used it. Went into racing. Figured out
degree in
psychology. I have actually a dual degree. I have a psychology with a criminal justice second degree and a philosophy minor. And I didn't start out with that. I started out in environmental science and technology and hard science, because my brain is wired for hard sciences. And but the idiots that kind of glommed onto that, especially my first year was great because it was all hard chemistry, microbiology, all this stuff. My second year of college was a bunch of GTAs that were basic. They were just, we would use the term today, woke as fuck. They were all about saving dolphins, and you can't eat fucking tuna. That was the thing when I was in college. You can't eat fucking tuna because the dolphins.
When was this? That seems like so much into the last 20 years.
Right. Well, it's a long time. I was in college 30 years ago. So
holy fuck.
I'm old, man.
Not that old, but all right.
I'm pretty fucking old. And I looked around and I decided that I needed to change degrees. And to be honest with you, the psychology department had to choose girls. I could have gone into business, but business seemed like a waste of time because it just did. And psychology had cuter girls, and that's where I went. And I got a degree in psychology, and I walked out the day after, and I don't even know if I still have it. It's probably in a box somewhere, but I don't know. So. The problem is I think with a lot of our youth, a lot of people listening to this podcast, probably, you are not willing to suffer for your art. You're not willing to do the hard things that it takes to get there. Right. Like, when I started out in racing, it wasn't like I could live at home and go 5 miles down the street to some race shop, top end guys and learn. I had to kind of learn on my own. And then when I got good enough, I had to move to where the people were. And I adopted this philosophy early on of wherever the smartest, best people were, that's where I went. And if I had to sleep on a shop floor in a closet somewhere and shower at the gym, that's what I would do. And I did that for probably 10 years. Well, not 10, probably 5 or 6 years.
Where did you go to college?
MTSU.
Where's that?
In Tennessee.
Oh,
it's like 3 miles from where I live right now.
Okay, right on. Have you let me backtrack a little bit. So you grew up in Tennessee basically your whole life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so why didn't you ever try to join the military? It seems like college was a waste.
Is it just because the girls?
School.
Yeah, so I went to a military school. We kind of backtrack a little bit. So in high school was overly simplistic for me. So it was boring. And I took a couple of tests, and I tested really high, and I got a form of a scholarship to go to this military school, which was great. because it introduced me to other really successful people that were driven, that were kind of in the same situation I was in, except they came from money and were trying to escape the bullshit their parents were putting them through. And I was trying to escape being poor. And so I went to this school. It doesn't exist anymore. It's unfortunate. There was a culling of those back in the 90s, but the gist of it is that I went to school and I learned to set goals. I learned how all of this weird stuff, and I came out of it, and I could have gone to UCLA. I was UCLA. Fuck, I forget which one. It's a long time ago. I was accepted at UCLA. I was accepted at UT Knoxville, and I was accepted at a couple other schools. And I got to thinking about it, and I was like, first of all, it's going to cost a fuck ton of money, right? And at that point, unlike today, I was a really social person. Like, I liked being around people. I enjoyed, just getting to know people. I didn't party or anything like that per se, but I like being around people. So I knew that if I went to a real party school, I'd never get shit done. And so, and then the realities of, okay, so you get a scholarship to this college, but you still have to live there. You still have to buy food. You still have to do all of the things to live. And I couldn't rationalize it in my mind to go to a big school where more than likely I was going to fail out anyway.
All right, so
that was like a really super adult decision. Right?
Yeah, no shit. I couldn't, man. When I was fucking in my early 20s and late teens, I personally, I dropped out of college. I mean, not college. I never even went to. I mean, I took some college courses throughout my Air Force career, but I fucking hated school. I dropped out of high school. I got my GED and I joined the Air Force, and I fucking hated school. I was really good at math though, but
that's really common
with that. Yeah,
it's really common. So, I think our school system is fucked up, and we could have a whole show on how fucked up the education system is in this country.
We're not gonna do that right now.
No, we don't need
a little bit right now.
We'll
talk about that in bits, but
yeah.
So what I want to know is how did you become the man that you are? Like, how did you meet your wife? And
okay. So I, like I said, there for about, from the time I was about 25 until the time I was about 35, 6 years, somewhere along in there, I was basically homeless, right? Like, I lived in race team shops, and when I was in town, I would stay at my grandmother's house. I had a room there. I had my mail delivered to my grandmother's house. Because I was on the road all the time. I wasn't like, I didn't have a place where I was, right? Like, I'd be at Elkhart Lake. I'd be in New York. I'd be at Road Atlanta. I'd be wherever, I mean, I didn't have an address that you could send me shit to, except my grandmother's, and so there for a while, I was, like I said, man, I was basically home. I mean, I never considered myself homeless because I had, I had an apartment that I saw like once a month, but, in North Carolina. And I just moved all over. I lived in Tahoe for a while. It's again, these are the tough things that people won't do. They will not suffer for their art. There's very few people today that are going to say, this is the best engine builder currently that I have access to on the planet. I'm going to go learn from that guy. And to be able to do that, I have to work for a reasonable salary, but I'm not going to be able to afford the super nice apartment that I would like. Right. I'm not going to be able to spend all night partying and come in the next day hungover, which I never did because I don't drink. But people don't make hard decisions. And so I did that for like 10 years. And that's all I did was, and to be honest, I would make a bunch of money and I'd blow a little bit of money, and I'd make a bunch of money and I'd blow a little bit of money. But I never went really like broke. I never allowed because again, I've been raised that way. So I was always really scared of it. And I was on my own doing what I call mercenary work, where if you owned a race car, for example, and you at that time and you needed someone to run the car for the weekend, you would hire me. I had a contract that was really cool. And at that time, it was $500 a day. A day was an 8-hour period. So if I worked on the car from 6 in the morning till 6 the next morning, that's 3 days, right? That you pay me. And I was, and if I had to fly, I got my to and from tickets up front because I didn't want to get stuck somewhere. Although I did once.
So it seems like you had a passion for race cars and driving and stuff. That's what I'm gathering from.
I was learning. Right?
You were just learning. So this was nothing that came about when you were a kid. You wanted to be a race car, NASCAR driver, F1 Formula driver, nothing. No. It just came about because you're like, fuck it, I can't do shit with my degree, so I gotta make something of myself, right?
Yeah, I was like, I don't like. Well, so I get out of college with a degree. I'm a degree in psychology, right? Like that's fucking worthless. So, and nobody told me it was going to be fucking worthless. You know what the problem was? Is that nobody told me the only thing I was ever going to be able to do is sit in a fucking office somewhere and listen to people bitch, right? Or fill out forms that some other person that listened to somebody bitch wrote notes out, and then nobody told me that it was going to suck. That the rest of my life was going to be this endless misery.
Did you actually try to be a psychologist?
Not really. I kind of like, because you have to do, as you get closer to your degree, you go watch, do like not really internships, but you do observations and things like that. And I was like, this sucks. Why would I want to do that? I did work with kids for a while, and that was very good. But that was a great experience actually. But dude, it's
just not for you. It was just not for you.
It just wasn't for me. I wanted to be outside. I want to be active. I work with my hands. I build stuff. I'm a creator, if you will. I do all kinds of stuff. And everything I did was about being the absolute best. I mean, the best. Like, I didn't go work for the team that would hire me just because I showed up. I actually went to work for the guys who nobody even gave them applications because they just assumed they wouldn't get hired, right? They were just that high level. And I went and just told the guy, I'm like, look, I don't know. I know I don't know anything. I will do whatever you tell me to do. I will work for this much money a month. This is what I need. In the first month and a half, they had most race shops have showers and stuff because, it's very often that we work 24 hours a day. I said, I will literally sleep in the storeroom and I'll shower here and I will be here 24 hours a day for like the first month because I don't have anywhere to, I'm not going to go rent an apartment and this fail and then, have a fucking lease I have to get out of. Yeah. So, and I did. And every day that guy came in and I was the first guy in the shop. Everything he told me to do, I did. Every skill they taught, every opportunity they gave me to learn, I learned it. And I didn't want to just show up. I wanted to be the absolute fucking best. And I didn't want, and if somebody was better, I went and worked for that guy. Like when I got all of the information out of them, we won Daytona. We were on Daytona 24 hours.
Oh, I mean, that's
cool, right? The guy I was learning to build engines from had won it at Le Mans, right? Like these weren't guys running Saturday night out the local dirt track. These are like fucking top shelf guys. And so I just always, and I think I think people fuck up. I think people just find anybody that will take them and they just go, okay, that's the best I can do. And I never did that. Like I want to be the fucking best. And I actually went, so I actually left that Porsche shop and I went out on my own kind of doing more mercenary work. And I ended up at a Mazda shop and I had kind of a dim view of Mazdas at that time. I just didn't see them as being particularly reliable, fast, any of that. But because I'd worked with these like superstar, rock star race car guys, I came in and we went, that car was like barely running anywhere near the front. And we qualified on pole like the first time I was there, re-engineered the whole car. And it was at that moment right there, the first time that car qualified outside pole at Portland, I think it was. And that moment was like, yep, this right here. This right here. This is where I belong forever. And then
that was your epiphany. That was your epiphany of, well, like, this is where I belong. This is what I'm gonna do.
That was confirmation that all of the suffering, all the bullshit, all of the living like nobody else would live, and understanding that I was not a person to get married to at that point. I dated people with intent, but the intent was to just, go have a good time, maybe get laid, move on. I did not date. I never did at that point. I knew if I felt like this was like a really, good girl, wife material, whatever, I'm out. Like I would, because I didn't want to have someone hung up on me and fuck her up. So I'm just not that evil, to be honest. I mean, I could be.
So let's fast forward a little bit. How did you meet your wife?
All right, so I've been dating this. I'd been dating this Mongolian. I was in Colorado. I was working at a race shop, and at this point, I was starting to lean towards opening my own place.
Try to keep it short a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to try
to help you out.
I was working for a shop. I was leaning towards opening my own place. I wasn't there yet. And just one day, I just woke up, and I was dating this Mongolian girl, and she broke up with me because she literally told me that I seemed like I'd be an abusive guy.
You?
And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, well, she didn't actually think that. The dude that she had been dating, who she'd been talking to about me, said that I sounded like I'd be an abusive guy. And he had some like mind hold on her. So we broke up, and I became an asshole. You ever seen that in a guy where he breaks up with a girl that he was getting this much close to, and he just becomes this real dick, right? Like everything.
Yeah, I've been there.
You been there? Okay.
Dude, I've been there. I was the ultimate asshole after like my first girlfriend. I still couldn't get fucking laid. I tried to fuck anyone I could, so I had to and I was really poor too. And I didn't give a shit. I was pork a fatso. I didn't give a fuck. Anything to get at her, to know her, hey, I moved on. But it really didn't help me out in the long run, really,
Right.
So yeah, it sucks, that's what I was doing. I was hate fucking these girls.
Yeah, I was being a dick to everyone.
Consensually, everybody. Consensually. It was not like, it was not beating anybody. Jesus Christ.
And the guys at work were like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, nothing, man. And they're like, all right.
You were like a dickhead to everybody around you.
Everybody. I wasn't taken out on, and I'm like, and they were like, you know what? You need to re-examine your life, right? And I'm like, fuck, you're probably right. I knew I'm around smart people. They know what the fuck they're talking about. And so I ended up, so we used to have these things called dating websites, not apps, websites.
Bro, I'm familiar. Like eHarmony, Match.com, shit like that.
No, even before that, brother. I don't even know. It's like MSN something. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was.
Like, ICQ, MSN, Messenger, shit like that. Yeah, I remember those days. Bro, I told you, I grew up in the 90s too. Don't worry, I got you. AOL.
Yeah, I couldn't do AOL, man. Anyway, and I actually only went out with my wife because the way that she had written her little profile was, that she was basically looking for something serious. Now, she was lying. My wife was actually looking for a one-night stand.
Oof.
She was in from China. All her friends had boyfriends. She's young. She's in the U.S. She's got time on her hands. She was just looking for a one-night stand, but I won that fight, and we got married. And that was, and it really was that simple. We went on one date. I went to the movies or something, and then we just kind of hung out the next few weeks, and then she had to go back to China to visit her family. And I don't miss people. It's an important thing about my whole career. I never missed anybody, right? Like I could hang out with my buddy, my lifelong friend, Dimitri. I could hang out with him today and not see him for 2-3 years, come back and pick up and not talk to him, just not even bother talking, maybe call him once a year or something. And then pick up like we'd never even missed a day when I got back, right? But I just don't miss people. And but I did her, and that was like, man, what the fuck is this? You know, I'm
What are
fucking
these
missing this chick.
feelings?
Yeah, and so she had left me a few numbers that, you know, if I needed something or whatever, that where she would be in China. And so I actually ended up tracking her down in China using the numbers that she gave me. Now, keep in mind, her parents don't speak English, right? So I had to. There's a language barrier, but I got her on the phone. We talked. We ended up talking a lot while she was in those few weeks she was in China. When she got back, we moved in together. A few months later, we got married. End of story.
God damn, 18
years. Yeah, but I think long engagements are cool if you're like 16, right? Because you're not smart enough to know anything anyway, and you're gonna fight it no matter what. But I think that long engagements when you're older leads to a lot of bullshit. And you're really not in a committed relationship. So it's really easy for either one of you to say, fuck off and I'm leaving. Right. Whereas, you know,
I'm going to tend to disagree with you on that one.
That's okay. I would have too, honestly. A long time ago, I was like, I feel like you need to know each other for at least a year. Right.
Well, the thing is, because you've been married for so long, you don't know how the modern dating landscape is now. You have an idea. You have an idea of it because you see it a lot. But when you're in it like I am, dude, it's rough. Everything just changed dramatically just within 5 years, let alone 10 years, right? Like 10 years ago, when I didn't have any money, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I wasn't grounded, with anything in reality, and I was kind of fucking liberal, believe it or not.
You told me.
Yeah, I was a little bitch. So back then, I could never even approach a girl, no matter how well I would dress, even with like the crummy clothes I used to have. And I always believed in myself that, the way you present yourself, people will respect you or whatever. But I tried to do the best that I can back then. I just couldn't pull it off. And I think I'm pretty confident. Well, I'm a lot more confident now than I was back then, that's for sure. But now, oh, bro, like the whole dating landscape now, I don't even want to marry anybody. I work so hard for what I have. I'm just like you. I have real estate, I have, my career, my business, right? But the whole situation that we have now is, no default divorces and shit like that. Women can leave you, just because they're not happy after like a few years of marriage and shit, and then they take half your shit. I'm not saying that always happens, but as soon as they pursue that kind of shit, but no, it only happens if they pursue it. So that's a lot of people that, these red pill fucking assholes don't ever explain. All they say is, what is it? 80% of women, file for initiate divorce, and not only like 90% are like, college, educated, whatever, right? Okay, sure. But what they don't explain is the women are the whether the woman pushes it or not. I actually spoke to an attorney saying only like they don't see that many women that actually push for it. Like it's usually like the older women, the older divorcees they kind of already have it made, with from their marriages or whatever. So they don't even push for alimony. They don't push for child support or shit, because they know that their exes are gonna take care of them in some way, unless it's a nasty divorce. Then you can see the woman then seek out alimony and child support and all that shit, right? That they don't explain that. I actually spoke to the divorce lawyers about that, and I'm going to be getting James Saxton, by the way, on my show. Him and I are in contact with each other, so I'm going to be delving a lot deeper with that with James. But anyways, with the whole dating landscape, it's not like it was back when you met your wife. Like I avoid online shit. I did a whole show with dating apps. I did all the apps that I could find. And it just is complete bullshit for us guys. Like I didn't put myself out there that I have money or anything. It's just a very basic profile and every single thing. Now I'm going off the view of like a normal guy, like that makes like $50,000 a year, like a normal average Joe, right? And and with face, body, everything, to tell people, I'm not disgustingly freakish or whatever, right? Because women, appreciate a guy's appearance. And let me tell you, man, I can't remember what the stats are for my video. I had it written down on my computer notes somewhere, but dude, it is fucking awful. Like, I had to pay like these extra things just to get women's attention. Like, I paid thousands of dollars, mind you, thousands of dollars just for just 1 month. Like, normal guy is an average guy is not going to pay thousands of dollars that I did to grab a woman's attention. And like, this is ridiculous. And because all these women are fucking just on this mindset of, I need to get a guy that is 6 foot tall. You heard it all: 6 foot tall, six figures, six pack, all this shit.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking, it just blows your mind that that's the fucking world that we're living in. Okay, I do believe that women can be hypergamous, but I feel that if they don't have a fucking job, literally, like, Instagram is not a fucking job. Twitch is not a job. Like, these bitches that we're going to be going on these streams, we're going to be roasting, we're going to be doing this shit together. Do you have a Twitch account by chance?
I do not.
Create one right now while I'm talking. It's very fast and free. It's very fast and free. So we can do it off of my shit too. Don't worry, I'm gonna be sharing the screen so everyone can see. But if you can do it with me, bro, I think it'll be even better, because I already have one ready. I already have these. I have another window open right now of these fucking girls literally getting bombarded by dudes that are damn near half naked, and these guys, like, they're getting mad, stupid ass views. One girl has 4,000 guy fucking simps right now. It is insane. Damn. She's making more money than you and I right now, right? And today, like today, these bitches are making so much money from these goddamn simps that we're gonna be fucking trashing. So anyway,
it's an interesting thing. So it's really an interesting thing, man. Because the interesting thing to me is that the dating apps themselves have promoted this culture. Like it's not like women set out to be this way, but the men who make the dating apps understand what men want to see, and understand that women will do whatever they want for money, and they will. And dude, it's crazy, man.
It's women's liberation that got, they got infiltrated by feminism. And, it started back, in the 20s, it started indoctrinating this. And then you had, Roe v. Wade, birth control, all this shit. It only is, when now dudes can bust nuts and chicks and not be pregnant. Now, no more, going to the damn abortions. Right. So it just, it pisses me off, because I can't get too mad at the women, except for their upbringing, father, hate their dad or their father, so their dads are fucking weak ass little bitch ass dudes, right? It's a bunch of soy boys. So that's what I can think of. But the big enablers are the fucking simps. These are the guys that are alone online seeking, some sort of guidance, and I actually disapprove of that as well, because
the red pill guys, and I'm sure you watch that thing I put up, but the red pill's been co-opted, man. I liked red pill when I first heard about it.
I heard about it too back in 2018. Yeah, I read
all the stuff that I think that men should be, right? Like, you need your money right. You need to keep your life right. Health is good. I'm out of shape now, but I'm old.
No, you're married. You're good, bro.
And I'm married. And it's, but the way that red pill's been co-opted by this other movement that said, you need to have, if you don't have a gold Rolex on your wrist, forget it. If you're not rolling around in a whatever, sorry, Bentley or whatever,
Ferrari,
forget it.
Bentley, Ferrari, Lambo, whatever the fuck, right? And you're right.
And they're talking about the biggest thing is they sell this bullshit about how to make money, and you can't do it. The thing is that it takes a lifetime of work to do it. You know, like, and the one that, you know, the one, and I'm, you know what, I will throw out the one that really kind of annoys me is Justin Waller. Because that's a blue collar motherfucker right there. That's a blue collar bitch. And he sits there and says, yeah, you know, I got my G-Wagon, you know. Yeah, you do. Because you know why? Because you sat and you fucking worked your balls off. And now you're telling people to go out and invest in fucking trailer parks, buy a $2.3 million trailer park with the worst fucking loan I've ever heard about. And he said that shit on the internet, right? Like, people will believe that will work because he said it, and he's wrong, and he knows he's wrong. The problem, it wouldn't be a big deal if they knew, if they thought they were right. If, my God, this is going to work. Justin Waller's income, it comes from his construction company. It doesn't come from shit else. Everything else is a drain on him. His money comes from the fact that he employs a bunch of blue collar dudes to go out and do work. And that's the number one thing that all of the red pill guys have missed, is that I don't care how many investments you have. You probably know this because I'm sure you've got properties, you've got investments. But
I don't do investments. I don't do investments. I dabble in some stocks, but my investment is real estate. I want aggressive passive income, but we'll get to that in a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you have a job though, right? Like, business, if the market got soft, right, you're good because you can still make payments, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's the problem, is that you can't, you know, and I get so aggravated with these guys that come up and say, well, all I need to do is go buy a house and you know, renovate it.
Yeah, they don't tell you how to actually get to that point. A lot of people, it takes them, 5-10 years to master the craft. It took me 15 years to be one of the best cybersecurity engineers now, right? I got people knocking on my door and shit. I'm like, fuck yeah, man, but I can only take on so many clients because I can only employ so many people right now. And I don't want to, and I'm not trying to take any investment money from anybody that I disagree with on their values. Anything that's associated with like BlackRock, even though I have some clients that are doing that, but they're not throwing me millions of dollars, to invest for them. Yeah. They're just paying me what I am good at. Whatever they believe in, that's on them. But if there's an investor that wants to invest in me, I got to see where that money is coming from. So I don't accept money from the devil, basically, like I'll accept money from the devil, but not WEF or ES, DEI bullshit.
I mean, let's be honest. My wife works for the top investment bank in the country, probably the world, and in investment banking, and so that's we can talk about that really quick. You talk about high value women and all of that, and so my wife, if she had married, and she will occasionally admit this, if she had married somebody else, she would not be where she is, because we had been married probably about 8 years. I think my son was 3. No, we'd been married 6 years. My son was 1 year old, and she had a scare in her job because she had a master's in finance at that time, and she kind of hit a glass ceiling in her career, which a lot of people do, right? I mean, you can only go so high. And so they completely, because they're about to sell the company, they completely gutted the corporate strategy department, which is where she was in. And then they rehired her in another department, but for like 8 hours, she was unemployed, 10 hours, whatever it was, to process the paperwork, and it freaked her out a little bit, because, she's like, hey, that I've spent all of this time and money in school. What the fuck? And I could have been a normal, trad con, whatever dude. I'm a constitutional conservative, but whatever. I could have been a normal dude and said, hey, don't worry about it. Just go get another job in a similar company and just, we'll just keep riding that role. But she came to me and she said, hey, this is a conversation you got to have too. This is a great one. She comes to me and says, hey, listen, I want to go get an MBA. Okay. I'm only going to do it if I can go to one of the top 4 schools. Right. So Harvard, Columbia, Berkeley, and I forget what the other one was. I'm like, okay, what does that cost? well, it's probably going to be $250,000. Well, that sucks. That's a lot of money. that's a lot of damn money, And I kind of fucked up there, but that's okay. It worked out. A lot of husbands would have said, "No, we can't do that. I'm sorry, we can't do it." But we made it work. We made it work, and I talk about people suffering for their art. She would work her job through the week, fly out Friday after lunch, have classes Saturday and Sunday, and fly back Monday to be back in the office Tuesday or Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning, depending on what her schedule was. And she did that for probably 4 or 5 months until she finally just quit there and just did the schooling, because she had to start doing internships and stuff, right? Can't do that. And as a husband, a lot of, especially in a conservative field, right? Like where supposed to be, your woman's supposed to be submissive on all of this stuff. I got a lot of crap, man. I got a lot of crap. I'm
about to give you some shit too for this. Don't worry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I probably deserve it, but it was. I believed in my wife. For me, my personality is so strong that every time I would date a specific type of women, I would just roll right over them. Like they have no chance. Like they're going to do whatever I say they're going to do. They're not, there's no fight, no arguing with me. I just have that personality anyway. And so I need in my life, I knew I needed a woman that would at least stand up to me, right? Like at least say, "Hey, I think you're being a dick." And if she couldn't do that, then we couldn't have gotten married. But when we had that conversation, and she spent 2 years and a little over 2 years and a little over $250,000 to get that degree. And that's a leap of faith right there, brother. We had to rent an apartment in California when she was doing the internships. That was like $3,000 a month.
God damn.
Right. And airline tickets and everything else. But it was an investment in her career. And she is such a high performer that she's been the best everywhere she's been. And she didn't, I'm not going to go too much into it because, it's really
keep it brief. You got another minute.
Really, yeah. All right. But I had so much faith in her to do that. And now, she's making more money than I would have honestly thought that she could have in that particular career. And there's room for more. So that's good. Right. And she's happy. The most important thing is that she's happy and she enjoys all of it. She enjoys her life, and I enjoy my life, our life together, and our kids, and all of that. But again, you have to be willing to suffer for your art, right? Like you just have to. If you think life is going to be this bed of fucking roses with no thorns, and you're just going to cruise through, and read a book about how to make investments and everything's gonna be cool. If you think that's gonna work, you are fucked. You're so fucked.
No, me personally, that's good you do that with your wife. We're under this. That's kind of like a different dynamic that you have with your wife.
Yeah.
You don't hear that fucking. That's what you would call in these spaces very simp-like behavior. It's like she has you by the balls, like you can't escape, right? That's what they would say.
That's the other way.
So you're the dominant. You're the dominant one. You're the one that suggested, "Hey, baby, let me invest all this money." She didn't come up to you about that.
She brought the idea in.
So she brought the idea.
She had to ask permission. She had to ask permission. Can I do this?
And what if you said no?
No, it wouldn't have fucking happened.
You can say no to your wife.
I can. I do often.
So sometimes why not that situation though? That's what I want to get to. Why didn't you say? Yeah.
Because I understand what it's like to want to be the absolute best and having the ability to be the absolute best. And I had a lot of people in my life tell me that I couldn't do it or shouldn't do it. and that never supported me at all. But on the other side of that, I had people who had no reason to help me, none, zero, and they stood up and they helped me out. They did good things for me. I have been at so many times in my life, I have needed something really badly, and it's been there. Like, I mean, I don't want to get like super religious, but one of the reasons why I believe in God is because I know that there's no reason I should have had help in these situations, right? And every single time it's worked out great, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's good for you, but me personally, I'm not looking for that. You know what I mean? Because
I think it has to do with trust. See, the thing is that I have to this day absolute faith in my wife.
Well, clearly, you guys been together for so long. I would hope so.
Well, you would be surprised. Right about now is when people start. They say the first 5 years, but I don't think so. I have absolute faith in my wife. I have absolute trust in her to make reasonable decisions. Now, we go back and forth a little bit. I have to rein her in. I have to rein her in a little bit on some things, and she will respect that. She has no choice really, but at the end of the day, I think that it's all. A lot of it has to do with your personality, right? If my wife wasn't a high performer and she couldn't do it, and I didn't believe she could do it, I never would have let her try and do it, right? If you're married to somebody and you can see them going for this goal, and you just know in your heart that they can't do it. Maybe you let them try.
It's not that they can't do it. I don't know. I feel like with you pushing your wife to this, with her suggestion, is kind of like a bad, juju. I would say, it's kind of. I feel that she wants to feel empowered. That's a very, very feminist mindset.
See, that's an interesting thing. My wife and I actually talked about that the other day because she doesn't understand the feminist. She thinks it's really interesting.
From everything you've told me so far, it seems like she does. She implemented that idea into your head. I'm not saying she's gonna leave you. Obviously, you guys have been together for a while. Yeah. She's a very successsul woman. Hell, you have kids with her. One kid, right?
Two.
No, you have two kids. Even
better. 13-year-old and a 3-year-old. I waited 5 years.
That's big ass
difference. Know, right? And we waited 5 years before we had the first one because I didn't want to have kids before I knew that we were financially stable enough to have a kid.
Okay, so you seem like to be one of the outliers. Then I mean, let's face it.
Well, I think I'm realistic. I think that women were never. I think women were never these creatures that couldn't stand on their own or couldn't be on their own because men were hunters and they went out and they were gone for months and months, and women had to be there to run the household and be strong and be fucking great at everything they did. And if that meant that they had to do whatever they had to do, they had to be able to do it. And I think that women have that ability. The problem I think that where feminists get into is they say that everything a woman wants, she should have. I tell my wife no all the time. I tell my wife, no, we can't do that, especially where the kids are concerned. My wife leaves all of the raising to the kids to me. Like there's no decisions that she makes about no decisions that she makes about the kids at all. Where we live now, if she had her way, we would live in New York. We would live in a big metropolitan area, but we don't because I don't like it. I don't want to live there. It sucks. No, especially not in a place with shitty gun laws, because I shoot a lot. And,
I love shit. I love guns. But but like I said, man, it seems like you're just an outlier. That's a good thing.
I don't think I'm an outlier. I think that it's I don't know. I don't think I'm an outlier. I think that the way that the way that I have it is I really think it's the way it should be, right? We have a partnership. Oh. I'm the leading partner. She has her say. I have veto power, right? She can go do whatever she wants to do as long as it does not hurt the family, right? Within reason, right? I mean, whatever. There was and there have been times where, she was offered a position in back in China that as a CEO or something. It would have been pretty prestigious. And she's like, "What do you think? Should I even try?" And I'm like, I mean, you could probably do it. I mean, if you put your hat in the ring, they'll probably hire you. However, you can't do that because we're not moving to China. We're just not going to do it. So, I think that it's very interesting. And also, so in my wife's job, she is fairly empowered or whatever. I don't know that she sees it as that. But in the at home where it matters, no.
She doesn't try that boss ass shit in front of you, huh?
And she actually thinks that boss babe. She's like, I don't want to be a boss babe. I don't care anything about it. That's dumb. She sees it in her office here and there with the junior analysts and stuff, and she's like, that's stupid. It's an interesting thing. I think the problem is that both sides have gotten so loud. The simp and the red pill, and I think the volume has increased so much that you lose out on the finite reality that there is. I could be wrong about that. All I know is it works for me.
What works for you?
I will say that if I were in your shoes right now, dude, I'd be fucking terrified. Because women are better liars than ever, man.
No, I am. No, you're absolutely correct on that. I don't
practice.
I can't trust a woman, as far as I can fucking, I don't know, pull her hair in bed, dude. It's so fucking bad. It's right. I told you, it sucks. It sucks because we live in a very misandrous, egalitarian society now. Where women can shit on men all day long, whether they can be the fattest, ugliest, blackest bitch, and she can shit on and say racist shit towards white guys all day. And yet any guy, regardless of skin tone, says one thing about that one said chick, they're getting canceled, fired from their fucking jobs. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm working with now. I mean, I'm not working with these. No, I'm not trying to fuck these kind of women at all. But I'm just saying, me personally, ain't no way in fucking hell am I gonna try and be around no boss babe. She suggests something like, "Hey, baby, first of all, I have boundaries. My woman, whoever I'm gonna be with, I'm gonna retire her. I don't give a fuck if she's working at like a Starbucks restaurant. I don't care. She can be a boss ass bitch at Morgan and Stanley too. That shit, I'm gonna retire her. I don't want that. And guess what? If she has a problem with that, well, she can keep fucking horning around because she doesn't want to have kids and whatever. Women can do whatever they want. Look, women can do whatever the fuck they want, and they're doing it. Man. You know what? I'm not going to stop them. I'm not going to stop them. Huh?
Yeah, I don't even see why that's an issue, man.
It's not an issue for me, but when it comes to dating, and then I meet one of these bitches, and they're very standoffish, thinking, "Oh, let me see your wallet." Well, okay, let me put yourself on the scale, bitch. You want to ask me for my bank account? Let's see. Put yourself on the goddamn on the scale. Let's see how you're doing. Let me get your fucking blood pressure in too while we're at it, because that's the kind of world, that's a delusional world that we're living in. But like I said, I come across very argumentative women in my world, like in my business world.
Well,
like they're not very argumentative with me. They like me, surprisingly, but they're very fucking cunty to a lot of guys that are maybe not, I'm not even that good looking. I just present myself decently, right? But they're fucking shitty to all these other guys that just even want to say hi, maybe not even to flirt with. They just don't show them the time of day. These guys have more money than me, but they just don't have very, good people skills, right? So what I'm saying is these business women that have this mindset of being a career woman is not a good outlook if they're trying to date or get a man, because by the time they hit that age, they're getting too old, because a lot of guys like me and you, in particular me, because I'm single, I want to have a big fucking family. I'm not going to go and fucking seek out one of these girls, these women that come to my conferences or conferences that I attend and think immediately, man, that's going to be wifey. She's 35. Psh, easy. Now, I'm not saying, you know, I'm not going to ever be with a 35-year-old, but it's a fucking hard sell because I do want at minimum 2 kids. And
let me give you
this is me.
Let me give you 3 points. First, I think that there's a disconnect between women of value that you actually would want to date as somebody that, like, for example, and I'm going to give you the what my wife tells me, right, that she hears from her analysts, right, these are women that have been college or school forever. They've barely dated. They don't meet anybody because they work like 13 hours, 14 hours a day. They're in an office all day. They work for companies with super strict policies, can't, no dating in the office. And these women really want to meet good guys, but they don't trust them at all. They don't trust men at all. They're literally told that men are just going to lie and use them and just throw them away.
Who gives them that idea, though?
It's the other women. It's the other women. You're right.
Yeah, these feminist ass bitches. Exactly.
You're damn right. That's exactly right. And so these really good women that deserve really good men don't meet any. And I don't know how to make that all happen. Because my wife and I've talked about it a lot because she feels bad for some of these girls. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. There's a ton of men out there that would like to meet good women. Maybe they're not as good as you think they are. So that's the first thing is I think that I've heard the other side of that is that, there are women out there that are probably trustworthy and are not, don't care about your wallet because they have, their wallet's fine and all this stuff. And I think that they would quit. I think that they would, if you said, hey, I can take care of you, I've got the money, they would quit in a minute. Now, but the problem with that is you have an entire group of people that have gone out of their way to say that that a man's going to leave you, and if you quit your job and he leaves you, then you're fucked, right? They've gone out of their way to say that. Yeah. And women will believe that shit. If they hear it often enough, they will believe it. It doesn't matter how untrue it is, right? Like, because and actually it's funny because I was at a meeting once and I was listening to my wife's coworker talk about this bullshit about how she wasn't going to quit because, her boyfriend might leave her. And I'm like, well, you're marrying him, right? Yeah. Well, shouldn't you trust somebody if you're going to marry? I mean, fuck. And, my wife's kind of giving her a hard time too. She's like, if you don't trust him, don't fucking marry him. That's dumb. Don't do that shit. And then, but she literally would not give up her job out of fear, not because she needed it wasn't even she needed the money. It was just a fear that she wouldn't be able to. And then I was like, you can get another job, right? Like if you quit today, even if you don't work for 2 years, somebody will hire you. You're a very hireable person. So I think there's that. The second thing I want to tell you is I think men today, I know that for me, the only thing that worked for me, when I was younger, I had the same problem you did. When I was in my 20s, I never met a woman I could trust. I never met a woman that lasted more than a little while. I met 2 that I got engaged to that I thought were going to be right. The whole relationship fell apart because they're fucking psycho. And at the end of the day, I didn't really even think about getting married until I was 34. When I was 34, I started thinking I might want to get married when I was 35, and that Mongolian chick broke up with me. I was like, okay, the next one is it. Like I'm not fucking around. It's either, it's 2 dates. If she's either it or she's fucking gone, I'll move on to the next one. But I think the trust issues that all of these experts have instilled in men and women have fucked everything up. When the whole reason I got into all of this shit, watching whatever and all of that, the whole reason is because my son turned 13, and I'm like, you know what? I wonder what the realities of the modern dating world are for a young man.
Boy, your world opened up, I bet, when you started watching whatever and all this other shit.
Yeah. What is wrong with these people? especially the women. I don't understand the women. Like, I can understand dudes being jackasses, right? You're going to have a percentage of dudes that are going to be jackasses, right? But you got a larger percentage of dudes that just want to make a living, have a wife, have some kids, live a life. Where are the women that want that, right? Like, and they will tell you, I mean, I promise you that there are probably women going, oh, I'm over here. I'm over here. No, you aren't. Or you would, you know, that, no, you aren't. And so you've got, I don't know how to, I can't fix the fucking problem. I'm going to tell you, I can't fix it. And what I did, look, I'm not sure that I'm an outlier, but I think that I'm somebody that knew what I needed and knew what I wanted and knew what I would not put up with. Right. And so, and I have that. I have exactly kind of what I wanted. I would prefer it. I would prefer if my wife retired, but it doesn't matter right now, right? Like, it's fine. I'm busy with my shit. I'm actually busier now than when I worked, honestly. Retirement's not all it's cracked up to be, brother. Like, you get busy. You got all kinds of shit to do.
I'll find out in about 10 years. But in other words, like I was saying, though, like you said, you are an outlier, seems like. But me personally, I don't want my woman to work. I want her to stay home, let me do it. Let me bust my ass. Let me bust my ass for the legacy I want to live down to my kids. Let me bust my ass so you don't have to do shit. You have an issue, you come to me. If I can't fix it, I'll always find something. Huh?
That's because bottom line is you want to be a good dad.
I don't want to be a good dad. I want to be a good man. I want to be somebody, my family can depend on, like my mother depends on me. That's all I want. I'm not.
You can't be a complete man. You cannot be a complete man without.
I don't think I'm a complete man right now. But
right, that's what I'm saying. You don't have a family. Without a family, so I never would have agreed with this when I was single. I would have fucked me up over this. But I've been married. I've had kids now. You cannot be complete as a man without family. You can't do it. Now, you can be a good man, you can be a great man, you can be a badass motherfucker, body stacking, life taking killer. Warrior, you can be that, but you cannot be
a legacy. Without a legacy to put that down on, I don't think it's worth living. I guess and it only took me a long time to realize I do want to have kids. I do want to. Now this is where you and I are going to disagree on a lot. The reason why a lot of people don't trust women, it's not so much the women, it's about the legal system, the court system, the justice system.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
You have to put yourself in my position. I have worked over 15 years to build what I have, the real estate I have, and all that shit. You think I'm gonna just meet some random chick after 2 dates, thinking she's cool and shit that I may have kids with after I set my boundaries and standards, and she becomes like a pick-me basically, only for like a few years down the road just take that shit away from me? Absolutely fucking not. That's the problem that we have. It's everything, it's the court system, the justice system is really fucking rigged against us. And what's even worse, what's even worse of what a lot of people don't speak about, like these red pill fucking idiots, what they don't speak about is the fact that the divorce business is a business. It's a money making business. So it's never gonna go away.
Right.
As long as much as I'd love to make that shit go away, it's not gonna go away in my lifetime. I'm hoping it goes away around. I want it to go away by at least my grandkids' lifetime, but that I have a war chest
here, buddy.
I have a war chest. I'm willing to give first $100,000 to anybody that I can see this through all my kids, right? So that's the start off point. I just gotta find the least corrupted motherfucker, politician or lawyer, whatever it can be. Seek out that said person to have a forward momentum in what I would say is my men's right activist cause, right? Because men are getting grilled. It's not just the divorce courts or separate, or child alimony or any of that shit. We're talking about even the fucking, legal system when it comes to, sexual assault and harassment claims. There's more false allegations currently going on right now than real ones. Now, that is fucking painful to hear because there are legit women out there being raped, not that many, but but there are, women right now currently being fucked over because these fucking dumb cunts are false allegations, to good men just because, I don't know, they didn't like them and they pissed them off in some way, because we know women can be very fucking hormonal. And guess what? The next thing you know, that fucking innocent guy is getting fucked over and then he's in jail. And that is the fucking another forward momentum that I speak very highly of in the men's right activism that we don't have very much of going on right now. All I can do is post up as much as I can, publicly that I can, send it to all the people that have big names. And guess what? That shit pisses me the fuck off more than goddamn anything, because men are getting shit on. And what is it? Court of public opinion right now before the actual courts. You know what? And that ruins a man. That almost ruined me over 10 years ago. I went under that fire before the Me Too movement. This before that Me Too movement bullshit. So yeah, this shit happened to me because I refused to have sex with the girl. So yeah, a fucking fat chick I refused to have sex with. She went and fucking made up a lie about me saying I tried to grope her or something. Luckily, there was people in the fucking areas and rooms. People didn't even fucking like me, back me up on this shit. That tells you something, right? Like, with people that don't like me, back me on that shit, that means there's something wrong with that bitch. You know what I mean? Because, the investigators did all their work. But anyways, ever since that point, I knew I had... Right. Huh?
You are so right.
We don't disagree. It's just not only that. So women said that
evil, dude.
Women are fucking cunts. Well, not all women, all right. I would say like 5% of women are cunts, all right. So not every woman, but all I gotta say is and then when I hear about all these more false accusations, Trevor Bauer, Cristiano Ronaldo, these are famous dudes. Neymar, these are soccer players, high profile dudes.
Crowder's wife did.
Huh? Was that? What was that? That was like a verbal thing. That wasn't. Well, I didn't know. I did not know the whole story on that. All I saw was the video and all that shit.
Staged that video, and then it's the same shit. She is fucking him over. And
but the worst case that I see that's worse than Crowder was definitely the Trevor Bauer and Neymar. You familiar who Neymar is?
I've heard of it. I don't.
He's a soccer player, Brazilian soccer player. You know who Trevor Bauer is?
Yeah,
he's a baseball player. All right. He was a Cy Young, all-star MVP badass as a young rookie, bro. This guy had it made. He was such a fucking talented player at his age, just killing it, right? And look at this shit, bro. Let me tell you about fucking Trevor Bauer. Okay, he's a freak in bed, all right? He likes some dominatrix type shit. Okay, he pays women to beat the shit out of him and whatnot. Okay, that's his fucking business. But this girl he slept with, like, on multiple occasions, this fucking girl even records her saying, look who I just fucked, kind of thing, like she's kind of like cloud chasing, because she just bagged, she's just a regular fucking fat blonde chick. I'm like, damn, if I was that kind of guy, I would not be banging out these fucking uglies, but whatever, right? That's besides the point. The whole thing is this fucking guy didn't even go to like court yet. She just went to the police and shit, and then it went all over the news immediately. The MLB, first his team fired him. MLB said he can't be reinstated. And that shit went over for over a year-long case. For a year long, dude. This guy has money. Imagine a normal guy without that kind of money. There's shit like that. I have a fucking video on this, as a matter of fact. I have a whole video from back in April. If you guys don't know about it, check it out. I literally listed all the fucking guys that got false allegations on. Not less famous people, mind you. Look at that shit, all right? So guys that don't have that kind of money, and all they can do, because they can't afford a good lawyer, they accept, the public defenders, and then they can't fight because they're already stacked up on shit, right? And guess what? They're getting fucked, and they have to take a plea deal because they can't afford to keep going for these fights. So, all right, tell me where I'm wrong, Josie. What am I wrong about? So anyways,
Dude, you're
regardless,
right. I mean, honestly,
I'm not saying all these Hollywood dudes, I'm not, the ones that have been, called for rape, are all innocent. I'm not saying that whatsoever. Right. Some of them are pretty fucked up, like, Harvey Weinstein, fucking, all these guys. I'm talking about the fucking people that can't afford it, or the people that are getting their lives ruined. Right. This shit almost happened to me. And then, you know what? I'm going to back it all the way.
So, I've watched this my whole life where dudes get fucked. That's one of the reasons why I never thought I'd get married, because I honestly never really thought that I might find somebody that I could trust that much. And it's one of those things that happens or doesn't happen. For me, it happened. It may not for other people, but women are encouraged to do this bullshit. Women are encouraged to leave marriages. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's
why they're bagging. That's why they're trying to chase these high status guys.
All of these women out there these days are paid, literally paid, because they, okay, so people are going to argue this, but they're paid by not having to pay the court cost, attorney fees, or anything else when they say some shit like what you're talking about. An attorney, if a woman comes and says, hey, I have a rape allegation against this rock star, an attorney's going to take it, be like, yeah, fuck yeah, there's my payday right there. It might take a year, but that's my payday. Whether that shit's true doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It just never has. I watched a dude. I watched it happen. I was at a party in Carson City, outside of Carson City, friend of mine's house. His psycho wife, pissed that he had custody of the kids for the weekend or whatever. She's the one sitting there chopping up food on the countertop with a knife. He says something. She gets pissed. She threatens him with the damn knife, calls 911, says he threatened her. And if there hadn't been 4 of us in the room that said the exact opposite, he'd have been fucked forever. But regardless of what we said, we were eyewitness, said no, he threatened her. Or pardon me, he was not doing anything. She threatened him. She threatened him with that knife. We all saw it. Even though we said that because she had called 911, his ass went to jail that night, dude. Do you understand how fucked up that is?
Yeah, I know. I had a lawyer explain to me about a case in regards to like a separation thing between a wife and husband, and he didn't do a damn thing wrong. Like, he had videos and everything, and yet he went to jail because she said that he hit her. Never happened. And I can't remember what like the whole story was. It's in my channel when I interviewed this guy named Bob. He's a lawyer. He's like a big time lawyer too at that. So he knew his shit. But the best person that I can't wait to have on is James Sexton. He can definitely break down everything. So let's see what Josie just told me. 2%, huh? Okay. 2% of what? False allegations are bad, or are of all of them? What the fuck? So there are a lot of women that are scared to go, report to the police. I never doubted that. I never, didn't say anything false about that. But all I was just stating was just, these people, right? All I know is from the information I have, but there's still more false allegations coming out more than ever that's not even being reported, because you're looking at this shit that is complete fucking bullshit.
Anything. What does insurance got to do with shit?
Oh, what? You need insurance for everything nowadays. You'll end up broke either way. Oh, yeah, fuck that. So, yeah, either way, I'm not getting married. So, all I know is that I'm gonna live in a state where common marriage law, where when someone lives with you long enough, there's only 8 states that have that. I don't think Florida's one. If Florida's not one, then I'm gonna stay in Florida and keep my girl here. But all I know is the mere fact is that I fight a lot for men to talk on this false allegation stuff. Like, I'm not going to always say, yeah, they're always going to be innocent, but what happened to innocent until proven guilty, right? That's the issue that we have at hand.
The man has to pay. Why is it the man has to pay every single time?
Right. Yeah. No matter what. I actually think it's not just because it's the man that has to pay. I think it's because of what, whoever makes the most money, actually. Correct. I could be wrong. I don't know. That has to pay, but I don't know that much about that, but it's usually because the man does make the most, usually, or most of the time, is why he has to pay, even for the lawyers, for the ex-wife, or, soon to be ex-wife, and himself, right? So I don't know too much about that law kind of stuff. That's definitely, I can definitely bring up to like Mr. Sexton, when I have him on. But the whole premise of what I like to be preaching about is men are just getting fucking, we're getting dogged on. We're living in a very, egalitarian society where misandry is okay. Misogyny, exists because, we are standing up for ourselves now, which is not the case. People don't even know what the fucking real word of misogyny is. It's a hatred of women. People can't even define that. That's like the most basic definition you can get. Misandrists are literally man-hating bitches. I see it all the time on Twitter X. It's ridiculous. And there's a lot of, it's a cult of these bitches. And just because they literally, they're usually kind of the hoary women because they are the ones sleeping with these Chads and Tyrones, and they know what they're getting themselves into. And yet they're still going to fucking hate even that guy that they slept with, only for like a, temporary, satisfaction kind of thing. Right. And so we got to stop that, whoring around, and these Chads and Tyrones to stop kind of fucking around. It goes both ways. Right. But the whole point of the premise of this, men's right activism is we got to find a common ground where we need to let women come forward with real allegations without having any scare in the world. Like, if they're really scared of that man, immediately go to the cops. And you get raped, go immediately to the cops. Fuck what that guy thinks. But the women are literally scared to, come forward to that. And I'm not a woman, so I don't know. I can't speak on that. But me, if I was a woman and that something vile like that happened to me, you bet your ass I'm gonna fucking go to the cops immediately. Shit. If anything, I would go a step further. If a man tries to do that shit, I'd try everything in my willpower to cut his dick off. As long as I'm not tied down, whatever I will do anything to like mutilate this motherfucker. For something like that happen. And this shit happened to me, someone close to me, as a matter of fact, many years ago. I flew from Korea to Chicago, beat the shit out of somebody. Then I flew back to Korea. I did that shit. Yeah. So there's not enough guys to help out women to, make them feel at ease to come forward with their problems to authorities. Now, what I did was very, kind of fucked up. I beat the fuck out of this guy. Like, it was bad, but he deserved it. He touched, someone close to me that shouldn't have happened. He even admitted to it. I was like, who the fuck? I was like, damn, this guy's fucked up. So
that's an interesting thing that you talk about, because it used to be, you know why that you didn't rape the farmer's wife back in the 1800s, 1900s?
Yeah, Sean,
because the farmer and all his buddies were going to come beat your ass and maybe kill you. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? I mean, that's why you didn't do that. The farmer's daughter was fucking safe because she had 5 brothers that are going to whoop your ass if you even looked at her sideways, right? That was why. That's why there wasn't a problem, right? Now we've got this everybody's out for themselves bullshit, which is wrong. We raise poor children, and I don't mean financially poor. I mean poor. My son, I'm doing the best I can. I could do better, I'm sure, but when he leaves my home, he'll be set. He will understand how the world should. Pardon me.
So
how the world should work.
Yeah. So I don't have a child, right? And I feel like if this is what I tell my friends, a lot of people laugh when I say this, but when I do have a family, like when I meet that special woman in my life, I mean, she's not gonna be stupid. She's gonna know what I have. I mean, I don't have a car. I haven't had a car in over a year, and I'm pretty fucking proud of that. But I'm obviously gonna get a car, for the woman, and I'm gonna be supporting whatever, right? And I'm already up front with any woman that I date seriously. Like, hey, I'm looking for someone I can be with, and have kids with, and retire you, whatever. But when I have kids, when I get a nice home for children, we're not going to live in these nice homes that I have. Fuck no. I'm going to live very frugal and cheap until my kids are out of fucking the house. I want to make sure that they think that I'm poor. you know, not poor, but like enough for them to be like, man, my dad's struggling. Not too much, but you know, like if they need something, you know, I'll get it for them, right? But that's the problem with, you know, these parents in these days. I'm not saying you, but you see these fucking kids on YouTube and all these content, you know, spaces. They're spoiled, rotten little faggots who who show no respect towards their elders. They never got fucking beat, you know, as a kid. They never got, you know, bullied. We need to bring, oh, dude, I'm all for bringing bullying back. When I hear cyberbullying, fuck out of here with that cyberbullying shit. All you have to do is turn off. Man, I'm talking about real bullying. We need bullying. We need slut shaming. We need all that shit back. I remember back when I was a kid, I used to fat shame this girl, right? She was same age as me, right? Whatever. Bro, she turned out to be a fucking supermodel chick in her 20s, right? We instilled that shit so hard in her head, she became fucking a supermodel, right? Like it blows your head what that can do. And guess what? She doesn't hate me for it. Her and I are friends, right? And she's married with a kid now. So,
hey, like I said, man,
you know, and then guess what?
How to sail. You don't learn how to sail in smooth waters, buddy. You need some shit.
Right? Yeah. Bullying works. Bullying fucking works as a kid. I'm not saying, you know, to fucking, you know, beat the shit out of kids no matter what, but it'll teach them kids some fucking manners, you know, and that's all it is. Teaching kids some manners in case, you know, the parents aren't, you know, disciplining them. But that's the problem. Lack of disciplining in these kids. A lot of these kids are becoming woke little faggots, you know, coloring their hair blue and gray, whatever the fuck, and saying, we don't know what, you know, what my gender is, you know, out of fucking kindergarten, for fuck's sake. So a lot of people are pulling kids out of public schools and shit now, right? And homeschooling these fucking kids. So we need to instill order, and in order to make sure that these kids are being raised properly now. But the problem is, I can't even blame the education system. You got to blame what's coming at home, you know? So I just recently read an excerpt where it was a liberal and a fucking conservative, where and then the moderator asked, so what would be what's the one thing driving kids out of school? The fucking liberal said, oh, because, you know, lack of good cafeteria food, and maybe the facilities aren't that good. You know what the conservative said? He goes, no. How about look at how the family is, you know, look at the family of the child. See if they're fatherless, single mother, home raised, you know, with one or more kids. See how they're raised. It's always, you know, yeah, you can throw money all you want at the schools, you know, at the districts and stuff. But guess what? That's not going to change how a kid feels, you know, at home. You know, how safe is he at home? Why he's becoming a wild child, kind of wokey crazy now as a little kid, showing those tendencies to become a troublesome child, right? What's going on at home? What's going on with that, right? So you got to look at the home before you look at, you know, really investing in the education and stuff. Because let's be real, the school boards, they're part of government. What does government do? They take their own money. They take that money and put it mainly in their pockets and some into the education system. So
you know, we have a big fight going on here in Tennessee because our governor told the federal government we didn't want their rules and we weren't taking their money. And we didn't. We did not take the government, the Department of Education money, and they're really pissed about that. They, as a matter of fact, there's a bunch of you can guess which lawyers who are trying to force the governor to take the funds that we don't need. We have a surplus of funds as it is from our because we, you know, my particular state does not overspend every year, so we have what we call a surplus instead of a deficit of funds. And I found raising my son, starting off, I be honest with you, I never treated my son as a kid. If that's clear, I always told, you know, when he was little, I called him Mr. Aiden. You know, he was taught very early on, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, you know, please, thank you, manners. May I, proper manners. You know, he if he didn't sit at the table, you know, if he didn't sit at the table, he couldn't eat. He couldn't come grab something and run over in front of the TV and sit there and watch it.
Yeah, you got to put the fear of God in him a little bit, right? Like, otherwise they're not even going to respect you as a father or mother.
Right. You are the almighty, all-powerful ruler of their world.
Correct.
And you have to be. And the problem is you have people that think that that's not the way you should raise kids. And it's wrong.
That's
absolutely backwards.
Yeah. I mean, look at Latino families. Like they beat the shit out of kids, you know, and then they end up growing up pretty well, you know. I mean, I'm not saying to beat the fuck out of your kids, but like spankings here and there, you know, if they cuss, you know, hit them in the mouth, you know, a few times, whatever. Right. So
you're talking about, you know, that you wouldn't show money. And that's how, for when he was really young, it didn't really seem to matter. But as he got a little older, especially when we sent him to private school, it got to where we were like, we didn't really show that we had money, especially when we moved from California to Tennessee. After she got her MBA at Berkeley, and we moved back here to Tennessee, and we rented a little house. Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, decent size with old neighborhood, not new, nothing fancy. I drove, you know, older cars, whatever, didn't matter. We did not act like we had. Matter of fact, my son didn't believe that we had that much money. And one day, he said something about something his kid at school had said, you know, about his dad was going to go rent a Lamborghini or whatever. And I'm like, well, I could go buy one in cash if I wanted to, but that's a dumb thing to do. So don't do that. And he didn't believe me. I was like, okay, but we can. And then, of course, there was a point in time where we were driving around looking at houses before we bought the first house here, and we were selling houses elsewhere. And my wife's like, you know what? I'm tired of living like we're poor. We don't have to look like we're poor all the time. And then the gloves were off.
I'm gonna live poor as fuck, bro.
Right. And so we did. I mean, if you looked at us, we just, you know, had old. I mean, you know, I could have, and I have a story. I was going to buy a boat, and my wife didn't believe that I would use a boat, and if I bought it, it'd just sit in the yard and would never go anywhere. So I bought an old boat for like $400, fixed it up because I fix things, and I was out on that thing like every chance I got. So I talked to her about it, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy a brand new boat. I'm gonna pay cash because I don't want to finance anything. She said, okay. I had the check sitting on the counter, and that night I watched a YouTube video from these guys on another channel, and they're like, they're professional guys. They're like, we don't buy new boats. We buy old boats and then repower them, put new motors on them, and it still looks like an old boat, but it's all brand new, and we know it's going to work, and we just don't buy new boats because they're $90,000. Who wants to spend $90,000 for a, you know, just because it's new, right? There's no difference between the new boat and the old boat. And I'm like, man, that's fucking smart. That's fucking great. And so
I don't know anything about that shit.
So I did not go buy a boat the next morning, and I went and I bought an old boat and fixed it. But you know, being smart about your money is something that you have to teach your kids. I teach my son all the time about money. And he's had his own credit card or debit card for 2 years. You know, he takes care of his own money. One of the proudest moments of my life, dude. So he was at summer camp, and at the end of summer camp, he was there for 3 weeks. And at the end of the week, they got to walk down to this little country store and buy a moon pie and a soda or an ice cream, right? And he was supposed to bring $5 to do that. Well, he didn't tell me the first week that he needed $5, so I didn't give it to him. But he'd asked my father-in-law for it, and Grandpa gave it to him. And I found out about it. I'm like, you don't ask your grandfather for money ever. Don't do it ever again. And he's like, you know, yeah, Dad, not doing that anymore. So the following week, I have the $5 in my pocket for him, and we're riding. You know, I'm taking him to meet the bus to go to summer camp, and I'm like, yeah, didn't ask for any money. Do you need any money for Friday treat? He's like, no, Dad, I got it. And he pulls out where he had every quarter, dime, and dollar bill he had saved for the past, like, however, few months or whatever. Anytime anybody give me money, he had it. And he had it sitting there at $6 in quarters and a couple of dollar bills. The proudest moment of my life was that he had gotten his own money, had saved it and brought it out rather than ask me for the money. It was like crazy. So I think that you have to. It starts with the parents and it goes to the kids. If your kids are good, you're gonna have a good life. If your kids are bastard little demons because you didn't do a good job as a parent, your life is fucked.
Yeah, man. All I know is that I didn't get taught finances or taxes, and schools don't teach that enough, if at all. I don't remember learning about taxes in fucking school. And I don't. Did you learn about taxes in high school, middle school, or anything? I don't. Everyone I always spoken to said no. You did?
I did. I had a home ec. We had a checking account. I had to do all that shit, man.
No, I didn't fucking learn any of that shit. I had to learn
the
hard way.
When I was in military, I wish that there were schools still like that. Unfortunately, can't do anymore. But when I was in military school, we had to plan our own menu. We were given a budget of X number of dollars per student, per meal, per day, and we had to come in under budget or over budget. And it was like this whole thing to shop for the whole, and you had to cook for the whole campus for the week. So you had not only had to plan the menu, you had to go buy the food, you had to make adjustments to your budget if you were over or under, and you had to keep records of what things cost so you knew as you're making your budget. And then you had to cook it and serve it to your classmates or schoolmates. And that was a fucking great experience. That was awesome. Like that will make you grow up. That make you become a fucking human.
Yeah, I wish I had that, man. All I knew was that how to do Excel shit, and make adjustments on my like monthly gross and shit. Huh?
Dude, I'm doing this on keyboards, man. I'm not like I'm.
Yeah, but I want to get on a little bit, on something else. I just want to wrap up on this certain part.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
On the whole these spoiled rotten kids. Like you have these little faggot ass content creators who don't know shit about anything. That's a problem, especially with these red pill guys. Huh?
You talking about Whistling Diesel or any of those guys? What you talking about?
No,
guys go buy Ferraris and fucking trash them and then just don't give a fuck.
No, that's fucking retarded. But anyways, no, I'm talking about these kids. They want to become content creators, YouTube guys. Remember back when we were kids, we wanted to be like astronauts, fucking firemen, whatever.
I did.
There's no fucking dream like that. I want to be a fucking storm chaser back then, man. But yeah, dude, these kids are becoming fucking stupid and they're becoming desensitized with how to interact with other human beings. When I was a kid, even though I was really poor, I used to live in a neighborhood where all the kids would gather around for street hockey, on Sunday nights. You know how badass that is? On rollerblades, mind you, right? I had the cheapest ones, but man, I love playing street hockey. I was okay at it. I wasn't ever great at it, but it was fun. You don't see that. You don't see kids playing it outside anymore.
Kids playing neighborhood.
Yeah, you don't see that shit, man.
I tell my son, go find kids in the neighborhood. Now there's a little girl down the street that he went to school with, and she's his age, and he'll ride his bike down by her house. So he's at least that normal, but he hasn't. He doesn't. There's tons of kids in the neighborhood. None of them play together. None of them. And you'll see them in their individual yards every once in a while when they're not playing whatever video game. Yeah, it's nuts, man. They would rather play. It's really crazy that these kids would rather play with people in other states, halfway across the country, or on the other side of the world, than walk outside and play with their neighbor.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man. It's just have you seen the movie WALL-E? The animated movie? I thought it was a cute movie. Bro, that's how we're going to end up like WALL-E. Those fucking fat, fucking obese people that can't hardly walk anymore. We're heading that way. It's fucking insane, dude. And I'm not saying, I'm hoping not. But let's just say, less exercising. These kids are they're eating all these, what do you call it? Processed sugars and processed meats. That's not really meat anymore. I mean, it's just, shit's just going fucking crazy. Shit's going wild. So,
yeah.
All right. I want to wrap that up on the kids. Now I want to move on to one last thing here.
Sure.
The SIMPADEMIC that's currently going on.
SIMPADEMIC.
The SIMPADEMIC.
I like that, dude.
Trademarked by me. What I like about your super chats, there's two things there's one thing I don't like, one thing I do like about your super chats. One thing I don't like is you throw a lot of money, which I do too. I'm not harping you on a lot of money. No. Okay. It's not the amount of money that you do, but what you say with that a lot of money. Like you throw out wisdom to these girls that they're not going to listen to. What you need to do is focus on shitting on the customer base. That's what I do. That's what I did, and it's killing them.
You do an excellent job of that.
I don't. I throw like a little jab at the stupid cunts on these. It's not just whatever. If you look at Fresh and Fit, they banned me on that shit though, so I'm not allowed. I can't say shit on there anymore. Fucking who else? Valuetainment, Saucecast. I shit on the fucking women there, and then they even banned me on that. They only read my shit if I have to say something like decent, you know. Then I have to text fucking Adam Sosnick because I have him on speed dial kind of thing, and I'm like, "Yo, Adam, bro, Nat didn't fucking read my super chat, bro. What the fuck?" You know, and then he's like, "Oh, sorry, bro, I don't control that." I'm like, "Oh, this bitch." So, anyways, the whole point of what you should do with me, instead of sending all that money to throw wisdom, is throw wisdom at the woman by shitting on the simps. Like, be like, what kind of stupid incel retard living in his mom's basement is paying all this money to jerk off? You know, like you have to really go at them. So they're gonna try and attack you. They do it to me. They attack me, and it's been great. But they attack me, it's fucking great because I can back it up. I'm like, look at me now. Look at me. You want to see my L's? Yeah. You want to see my business, bitch? You want to see where I live? When you can be like me and fucking buy your mom a house, her car, then you can come at me, bro. Until then, stop paying for porn. Like, look at all that porn money that you could have fucking saved, you know, on these subs and shit that you're doing. Like, let's be real. I think majority of these people on the fucking that are on these, you know, on the chat boxes, I'm not saying you, Flan, or fucking AC, or, you know, you guys are great, but let's be real. Majority of those fuckers are literally subbing to these fucking OnlyFans bitches. I mean, how else are they getting their, you know, their audience? And I disagree with Brian 100% by keep, you know, re-adding these bitches on the panels. And I don't know if you ever saw the inception of his show. It used to be a prank show, really great shit. And then he turned it into like a dating podcast, right? And the word and like the first like 20, 30, great. Normal girls. And then you know, it was me, Mike Davis, a guy named Zentians, Davon Jackson. We were roasting these guys. Well, we were roasting the girls, but we were like throwing some knowledge to these simps, but they were like, you know, $2 super chats and shit, right? Brian got greedy by, you know, because he got popular, rightfully so. Good for him. I'm not hating on his bag. What I'm hating on is the panel that he brings on. Like, you can't keep bringing on these OnlyFans chicks because that's only gonna, you know, increase the revenue when you're talking about, you know, these guys that, you know, why are you doing this? Yeah, I understand it's a dating podcast and you want to shit on the women, make them look bad. Hey, that's good entertainment. By all means, shit on the women for doing dumb shit. And hold on, let me respond to the chat here real quick. My Puffy Vegas, he's a fucking creep. I called him out. Oh, dude, I called him out on the chat. He didn't say shit for weeks or months. I don't know. He shut the fuck up real quick. But anyways, yeah, he's a fucking.
He made
creeper.
some like really weird fucking YouTube video that I saw parts of, and I was like, "Is that the same fucking dude?"
Some fat black fuck, dude. So, anyways, yeah, I fucking scared him off for a while.
All the time.
Yeah, I called him out. You know, I was like, dude, this fucking creepy ass fuck. You know, so I said some shit. I can't remember what it was. I'm sure the guys in my chat will fucking tell me exactly what happened. But anyways. What I need is more people, whether it's a super chat or not, just to shit on the fucking simps. You know, I don't give a fuck if it hurts the bottom line of Brian. Love you, Brian, but guess what? Stop bringing these whores on. it's only harming you. It's actually kind of damaging the show because he's literally putting on these porn stars. And
I was waiting for you to get there, man.
It's hurting his bottom line. Bring back regular girls from the fucking colleges and, just chill with them. And also now I like the heavy hitters that he did bring on. He has good heavy hitters. He had fucking Michael Knowles on there. He had Officer Tatum, Andrew Wilson, who I've had on my show. He's a fucking great guy. And him and I talk, every now and then too. And I had Andrew Wilson before he's blown up. I'm pretty proud, I had him before he got blown up. So thank God for that. All right. But I always respected Andrew just for the mere fact how eloquent he is with his debates. But he's a blood sport debate, guy. Whereas these other guys that, that has been on like Justin Waller, what the fuck's that fat fuck guy that he had on? Oh man, he thinks he's like the hottest dude and he lives in Japan. He's a fucking half
MDS or MXC, whatever fuck his name.
MLD, Modern Life
MLD.
Dating. Yeah. His fucking like his names on other things like hot profile guy. Where the fuck? Oh my god. And I like Saint the Sinner. He's really good. A lot of people don't like him due to some NFT bullshit. I'm like, hey, he didn't take my money. I don't give a fuck. He's a good roaster too. Great roaster. He shit on MLD hard. I'll send you that clip. If you've never seen it, I can send that to you.
Yeah.
It's so good. I think I have that on my saves on my YouTube shit. Like these guys are really heavy hitters. But he brings on the wrong guys as well. He brings on Jay Waller. I don't like him. I don't like his demeanor. He can probably kick my ass, sure. He's a big dude, but
oh yeah, dude,
he's full of shit.
I don't like that he is falling into line with this war room bullshit when he made his
they're all scam artists. All of them are scam artists. Andrew Tate, scam artist. Snake oil salesman. Snake oil salesman. That's all they are.
He just told me, I'm building a house in Dubai,
I know, dude. So it's all these guys, right? These all war room guys. What they're doing, they have a great business strategy. I got to give them props to that. You know why? Because they're feeding off mentally weak males. They're not men, they're males that lack a father figure or some male, masculine figure in their life, right? Guess what? I used to be one of those guys, but I never bought into their program. I bought into Rollo Tomasi's or George Miller's is his fucking real name. Rollo Tomasi's program back in, the mid 2010s, right? And I bought into that program. I was like, oh, and I just kept buying his shit. And I'm like, this ain't fucking helping me out. Yeah, it kind of helped me out with, the psychiatric mind of women. Sure. The intersexual dynamics of men and women. Okay. But all he does is keep pushing for other, his more products to buy. Right. I stopped falling for that shit when I started making my own money, but it took a long time for me to get where I was or where I am now. So that's the thing. I'm never going to call myself an influencer. I'll at best an entertainer. What I can say is another word. I can advise people for free. I have been to jail many times. I've lived in different continents around the world. I have dated multiple women from different countries and I've actually taken in the cultural aspects of these said countries. Turkey, I learned, I didn't speak Turkish, but those women are really hard to get. So I just kept fucking around with American chicks, unfortunately, or like Europeans that would visit the beaches. Korean, I really dug that. I really actually took the Korean culture in. I actually learned how to speak, Korean, Hangul. And, I took in the culture, and it was great. The problem is with all these people that are online teaching about, trying to make men better are doing it in the worst possible way when they don't know how the world really is. They really don't. They travel these places, they've been visited, one, for a day here and there, but they never really got to, the cultural aspect of how people work, right? They don't know how it's like to live in these different areas and really talk about it, and I don't agree with the passport bros unless they have lived in different parts of America to finally seek outside love, what I would say, right? Seek outside companionship outside of America. I have lived in Atlanta, Dallas, Cali, fucking obviously Florida, DC, New York. In Midwest. I've great women everywhere. Unfortunately, I was just never there. With these women, I was never ready, even like I am now. I was too poor. I was trying to be a fuck boy, all this shit. My recommendation would be for anyone that has never been anywhere to get out of their comfort zone, firstly, right? That's right. They don't get taught that. They just say,
gotta suffer.
Look at this G-Wagon, right? Men have to suffer. Bro, I was broke for a long time before I fucking made it. I had to fucking, I had to learn a lot of shit from people that knew more than me. You have to learn, like you did it too with your, your auto stuff, right? You didn't fucking immediately say, man, look at me, I'm retired. Now look what I got. No. People don't understand the mindset that us men, we have to find the drive within us to fucking make something, in society, right? That's a problem. There's no fucking drive. These fucking soy ass fucking beta males that are in these fucking red pill spaces, these incel fucking pussies, are more blue pilled within the blue pill space than they ever will be in the red pill space. People are not getting out of their comfort zones to be what they want to do in their life, and they just want to, talk shit and not be about it. They just want to talk about it, not be about it, is what I always say. And that's the problem. There's lack of a masculine, role model within these males, but there actually are. They're just looking for it in the wrong spaces. They have an uncle. They have a cousin. They even have a best friend. Just look at the most positive influence in your life. That's a male figure that that has good, I would say religious values. I would say Christianity is my number one, and Catholic, whatever. I don't. Muslim is whatever. Hindi, it's not bad. Whatever. Point is, good morals, right? Someone you can look up to that has good fucking moral standings and has a good fucking wife, and they want to seek out a family to build out a legacy. Guess what? That's how I found my masculine drive, because of my best friend. I don't have an uncle I can look up to. I don't have a real dad. I had to look up to my best friend, and I'm glad I have him. He's like my brother to me. He's watching this shit right now, making fun of me on my fucking texts right now. But fuck him too. Anyways, love you too, bro. But anyways, that's besides the point. The point that I'm trying to get out is people need to seek out people that are closer to them, not online influencers. If the only influence I see by these people is a negative influence, that's all I see. It's negative because they're just snake oil salesmen, snake oil salesmen as well. Right. Like Andrew Tate. Yeah, I like his message, but he's a salesman. And he's also taking advantage of the mentally weak males. I can't call them men. That's like they're just not men yet. But you get what I'm saying. They are just feeding off the weak-minded people right now to feed them bullshit that is real, but you have to work your ass off for it. It's not a 1-year deal unless you hit the fucking lottery. Then even then, the whole point is men need to have a positive male influence in their life that is not online.
I think without a struggle, men suffer. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if everything's too easy, men get
damn. Hold on a sec, man. Fuck. God damn it, Flan. Oh, appreciate it, bro. Men need to learn to think for themselves. This is what he's saying. He's super chatting me, man. Don't fucking simp towards an individual just because they're successful. Think objectively and build off your weaknesses. True story. Yeah.
No, that's right, man. That's right.
Yeah, I don't disagree, man. Like, I just because you look up to somebody doesn't mean you're simping to them. You're learning off them. Like, for example, I want to be in your shoes. I'm gonna ask you lots of questions. You're older than me. You've seen more than me. I'm not gonna, and you and I have a lot more life. Huh?
Well, maybe not. I don't know if I fucked up quite as much as you, but I'm there. I'm close.
Yeah, I mean, I fucked up quite a lot, man. I have quite the rap sheet, for fuck's sake. It's nothing to brag about. It's just a lot of mistakes in my life that I want to tell people in the world that not to do what I did and avoid all that shit to become successful a little bit quicker. You're not gonna. It's not gonna be like flick of a switch. No. You're still gonna have to endure some hard times. Hard times make great men.
You need to endure the hard times. If you will never value anything if it's just given to you. You can't value that. I don't value it. If I get something and it's just given to me, I mean, it's good, it's cool, you know, but it's the stuff that I fucking worked my balls off to get that I value. I still have some of the, like, you know, I still have 3 out of the 2 of the 4 race cars from the last season I ran, because I fucking worked hard on those fucking things, and I knew it was going to be my last season, and I kept them. I even bought one of them back because I fucked up and sold it. And I was like, after I sold it, I was like, fuck, that sucks. I want it back. So I got it. I bought it back. Yeah. And you know, it's, you know, men do not value things that they don't suffer for. And, you know, I think that women are just different, and we need to always be freely willing to admit that women are just different, and it's in a good way, right?
And that's, you know, of course. Yeah,
it's in a good way. But you can't, there's no way that you can do, that you can be like Tate, which, you know, I like a lot of the stuff Tate says. I think what he says is good. What he does, I don't know about. You know, and a lot of that, I really like. I like what Waller says. You know, I think a lot of what Waller says is good, but I don't think he's being honest about what he really had to do. I watched his interview on the Iced Coffee Hour thing, and it was good. It was like, that actually made me not be quite as unhappy with him, but still, you need to be able to say what your real thing is. And I don't know, man. I think that men are not being taught to be men, because a lot of times they don't have a dad to teach them to be a man. And even if they do have a dad, he may not be a man or much of one. So that's a problem. You're right. Positive role models. You had one, you know, that your buddy, right, that taught you how to do that. I was very fortunate that I had a lot of male role models in my life. I was very fortunate, right? Like I will never lie and say that I had it bad. I had bad times. I never had it bad. I think that there's a lot of people out there that have it so good, man, and have so much opportunity, and they fuck it off because it doesn't mean anything. It's just given to them.
I mean, dude, right? I know we live in America too, dude. Like you can work at McDonald's and be a GM in like 2 fucking years, for fuck's sake. People are just too fucking lazy, and they don't understand that. If I lose all my shit, I'm not fucking too egotistical to fucking flip burgers. I need a fucking job. I need to work, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I don't fucking do it. Right. I don't give a fuck. Right. I'm gonna keep doing it, dude, because I gotta get money. We live in a fucking country where they can give us that shit, right? It's capitalist, baby, capitalist America. So let me let's get to. I want to do at least a few minutes of destroying some simps.
There you go.
Let's go destroy some fucking simps. So let's see here. Hey man, thanks. Oh yeah, let me answer some of this shit. Yeah, Josie said a lot of these guys they quote off Rolo shit. True story. I know Rich Cooper. He definitely likes to talk a lot of stuff about the manosphere or whatever. He definitely quotes a lot of Rolo shit too, and then says it as it's from himself. But all right, I'm gonna try to. Oh man, it won't let me share that window. That's kind of weird. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to use my Beaten Cheeks account. They're gonna find out who the fuck I am. Damn. All right, fuck it. All right, let me move over to my. No, fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. All right, here we go. Here comes the fucking destroying the SIMPADEMICs. How is everyone else in the chat doing? Everyone doing good? Everyone doing all right? Appreciate you guys showing up, man.
Lagging. It takes a.
The problem is I have 2 accounts, right? I have one to kill simps on, and then my second one is I'm a nerd, bro. I follow like these fucking nerdy ass dudes that play the games that I like. So I have like no women on that shit. So now I have to find these bitches, you know, on my account because it's not letting me use my Edge to share off Rumble Studios. So I could do the entire screen. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna do the entire screen. Fuck it. Boom. And I can share audio so you can hear this too.
Sweet.
Whoopsies. How do I do this? Do I do presentation mode? How do I do it with, okay, this is my first time doing it with like Rumble Studios like this. So let's see here. It won't let me like duel with you. This is fucking crazy. Damn, bro, it won't let me do it. That's crazy. Maybe if I did it. Give me a second, guys. Oh, it'll let me do it with the Chrome tab, but not like that. Interesting.
Don't geek out too hard, man. Don't go down the don't go down the well.
I'm not. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to use it off my fucking my own account. Damn, man, that means I have to fucking like subscribe to these fucking whores, because some of them won't let me chat unless I like fucking subscribe to them. Fuck. Wait, did I do share screen? Or hold on. I think I did this wrong. I did do it wrong. Okay. I need to share tab. There we go. Oh, dude, it's not letting me put you on either. Damn. It's not letting me, man.
Best laid plans.
Damn, it's okay. We're still gonna do it. You're just gonna be on board with me on this. So I'm just gonna share the simp shit here for you guys. This is gonna be entertaining. So now I'm gonna share the entire screen. Boom, boom. Gotcha. Now what I think I can do is, there we go. I'm just gonna put you on. Your beautiful face.
Right.
Yo, man. Yo, Mark. Yo, man. Chill out, man. I'm chilling on this shit. This is Rumble Studios. I can deal with the other programs better, but I'm trying to like really adjust to Rumble Studios. All right. Can you see everything on my screen? You can, right?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yes. All right. This is Microsoft Edge. All right, cool. Now, let me know. I'm just gonna fucking click on just some random shit. Hopefully you can hear it. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Let's go shit on these fucking dumb bitches. You are banned. Oh, this is a banned channel that you fucking shit on before. God damn it. Yes, unfollow. Fuck. Okay. I haven't done this in so long. God damn, dude. Oh, there's... All right, look at this shit. Wait, I'm not banned from this one. Followers only chat. Look at this shit, dude. Yeah, you can't talk shit at all to these unless you follow them. But look at this. Yeah, 67,000 people following her, and then 729 simps on here right now.
Damn.
Fucking awful. But I don't want to... all right, how long can I... Do I have to fucking... Yo, what it do? You need to be a follower of... I'm
gonna get one of those.
Am I not? This is weird. I was following her, right? Damn it, man. This is such a fail. I am so sorry for this, chat. God damn it. Everybody is banning me right now from this fucking bad account.
You were very good with technology.
Hey, man. I'm banned from this account too. God damn it.
They got your number, bro.
I guess I fucked them up so bad from before. Look at this shit. It's a fucking nobody.
Always been known I know people complain
has her
about,
tits,
like,
you know,
graphics,
showing.
but I
Oh
feel
my
like
god!
Nintendo in general has
I'm gonna follow her.
been
All right, let's see what kind of shit talking
graphics.
I can do.
Like,
All
that's
right,
just
let's warm up a little bit. I gotta warm up my keyboard. My keyboard warrior instincts are about to come out.
I don't know why people
There you go.
Oh yeah,
like, so
she has
critical of the
165,000
If you want a
simps.
high-level graphic game,
560
then
dudes right
play,
now
like,
jerking off to this
Fallout or
chick.
something like that. That's known for having great graphics.
All right, I gotta warm up to this.
That's their
right?
thing.
I gotta
always
be nice
been
at first.
cartoony graphics.
So
Always.
you can't be an asshole
know.
immediately.
So I love Pokemon, but I haven't played Pal World, so I don't know.
She's just saying
it
a
looks
bunch
fun.
of shit.
A lot of people said that they love it.
Hey,
and sold a lot of games, so I'm sure it's a good
channel.
thing. I'm drinking a big glass of water too right now. Let's go. W hydration.
So by the way, my name on here is called
Usually
the Trans
no
Man.
regulations things like that do is it's scary.
What?
The Trans Man.
Just going to get out of control.
The main Trans Man.
I agree with you.
I'm a fucking tranny on here.
That's their thing. They've never been into graphics. Like, yeah, they never have. So I don't know why people are so like upset about it. Like,
can she see my chat?
That's not your type of game. It's just not your type of
subbed.
game. You know.
Daily sub is. Oh my god, this is so weird.
The thing with Pal World, it's not a Pokemon game. It's similar creatures. Looks aside, it's survival.
All right, now we're gonna get ready for this. Right? I'm just gonna go in.
I'm not suffering, Chad. I'm just like losing brain cells. Listening.
I know. I don't even want to listen to this bitch.
Different.
There we go. I'm just gonna mute her because she's making me look fucking sound stupid too right now. All right, this is what we do. By the way, you never give these bitches money, so you gotta go in hard on them, right? Who in here is a virgin?
There you go.
That'll set her off a little bit. Now I do kind of have to like listen to what they say.
Seems wild. Wait,
I don't even want to see her.
Oh, I'm not. I haven't watched any JoJo, so I don't know. But I think I know what you're talking about, like the poses when they fight, right?
To give money to people.
A big fan of yeah. I feel like it's kind of similar to Ark in that it's a survival game, right?
And touch themselves to this woman. Your chat is mad delayed. What?
My chat's delayed. Is my chat delayed?
I don't think so. No, they can see me.
Chat's fine. Okay. Nintendo may sue over.
Oh damn! She is seeing my shit.
Yeah, I read that today. That.
Oh yeah, you can't say simp and Twitch, by the way. Ain't that some shit?
In my opinion, definitely going
to can't say fucking simp. Yeah, you can't say simp.
Oh.
Very similar to a game called Ark, except I get the creatures to work on my farm, so I can go out and capture more of my workforce. Yeah, I was kind of interested when I heard that there was like a farm and stuff like that, because I like 589 games.
Lonely beta male.
I was kind of interested, but I'm not huge on survival games.
Twitch.
So I don't know.
I'm
gonna play it probably.
I can't say incel either. That's been banned too.
Yes,
fuck.
I am the virgin.
Jesus, man.
I can't say shit in this, bro.
I'm about freedom of speech.
Making a factory.
I guess it's a private server, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. You see what I just said?
I work at Taco Bell. $16.99.
There are currently 589 lonely beta males.
That's
watching this Twitch.
I feel like
you go, boys.
For Taco Bell, no. I like Nintendo 64 Zelda. Yes, I played that. I know she can read my shit. She's reading over whenever I played it. I got to like the big tree thingy.
Hey, Devin.
And then I put you on ignore, bro.
She's about to. Good. You can't say any words on here for a little bit.
Why did you come in here just to be mean to people?
Oh my god, yeah. Why can't I be mean to people?
Hello. Hi, anyone.
Why are your breasts oily? What the fuck?
Oh, stands is a power people have.
What do you
okay.
provide in society? This usually really triggers them. It's like, oh, I provide entertainment.
It's near minimum wage.
You were timed out for 60 seconds, bitch. Oh, they can ban me already. Look at that. Look how fast that is.
I don't know. You must live in California. In Texas, minimum wage is still $7.25.
Yeah, they banned me real fucking quick on that. See what I mean, guys? You can't have free speech anymore. You know? You just can't.
Yeah.
I didn't even say anything. Did you see that? I didn't even say anything fucking like I didn't insult anybody. Just insulting the simps. I'm not even insulting her. I mean, she doesn't provide shit in this world. So I mean, let's face it. She doesn't do shit. She doesn't provide anything for society except for jerk off material for these fucking retard simps.
Life on easy mode, bro.
Life on easy mode. Verified accounts only. Fuck, I can't do that one.
Actually, not even life on easy mode. Life on indefinite mode.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I just fucking made that up.
Who's this chick? Followers only? Okay, I'll follow you real quick just to talk some shit. But dude, this is what I'm talking about, man. You look at all these live chats, bro. People are giving her money right here. Like with these fucking, what do you call it? I don't know what the fuck they're called. She's not even that attractive.
Go like that.
I feel like I've seen this bitch before.
Every 5 subs.
Huh?
It just lagged. I couldn't even see her.
Oh yeah, don't worry.
That's classy. You know what? I want to see somebody streaming from a hot tub in a bikini. That's great.
Dude, there's fucking simps right now. 86 fucking simps. 85. 84 really, excluding you and I. That are literally fucking loving this shit. Giving her money. Oh my god, 20,000 followers, dude. She's getting paid. Hi. New to the stream. You gotta be nice immediately, and then I'm gonna start going in. These women don't fucking provide shit for anybody. I got a question for her.
Ask her if her husband knows what she's doing.
1,500 gifted subs someone gave her. 15. Who the fuck does that? You hear that?
What?
1,500 fucking 1,500 subs someone gifted her.
Wow.
What do you provide in society besides being almost nude on Twitch?
But besides 3 usable holes and an attitude?
I know. Let's see what she's fucking saying now. Oh my god. Let's see how fast she bans me. Right. There's some simp ass mod that's gonna fucking ban me real quick. Oh shit! Is she gonna say something? Am I gonna get banned?
Am I not cold in this wind? No.
Oh my god! This is fucking ridiculous. People paying for this shit.
What if I just stared?
We live in a society. Oh, I see. I know who that is. Fucking Flan. This fucking dude. That's Flan. He's in her chat right now.
Oh.
He's gonna help me out killing off the Sims. No, very boring. This stream is so exciting. I cannot wait for the. I can't say simp.
Stare seductively.
Hold on. So excited! I cannot wait for whoever is stupid enough here watching bans me because they don't have a life.
That's not how this works.
Who pays for this? I'm not even sure if this is live. Oh, you can't say simp on here.
I think it's weird that they said grinding is allowed. Because who even does that?
I feel like she's lagging a lot.
Who is on Twitch grinding with someone?
Oh my gosh, I feel retarded just listening to her.
Number from 1 to 100.
Is someone saying some shit to her?
I pick 100.
Maybe she's got a voice chat going on.
Maybe, I don't know. Oh my god. God, why are there 80 simps in here? Oh, someone else fucking said something. I'm not sure if this is a live fucking video because I think this might have been a recorded one, and because they can do that, they can do like pre-records. I see that sometimes. Not so much on Twitch. I see it on like YouTube and shit.
People on stream. See, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't think she's live.
Okay, in my opinion, if you're doing stuff like that on stream, what is the point of having
change attire?
Your other account? You know what I mean? Like, if you are putting it all out on this.
She's boring. I'm not even getting any fight back. I'm pretty sure someone is gonna fucking fight me back though. But anyways, man, these are boring chats right now. Let's see what this stupid bitch. I'm gonna do this last one.
You can address me as princess too.
Oh, you hear this? Address me as princess.
I will. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And honestly, if you're not a beta male and you like, it's actually really funny to watch. It's
such a beta male.
I feel like it's a lot of fun. Hey, new to this. Hey.
Oh my god.
Are you beta? It'll be fun.
Oh my god,
it's gonna be fun.
She loves this fucking attention. Can you change my flat tire?
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Right around the same time I'll be live.
I will pay you and
I usually stay on for a few hours too.
Welcome. Be sure to be here tomorrow. What the fuck? Where the fuck would I do that?
Can I change a flat tire? I can, but will I know? What?
Oh, okay.
No,
she's responding back to me.
That's not my name.
Like, how many fucking dudes does she have? She has 773 people fucking watching this. Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Dude,
I gotta be honest with you, buddy. I feel really dumb.
Do I look like
dude, this is what I do. No, this is fucking awful. This is gonna be my last one. So
this has to be like painful for you, brother.
This is so bad, but this has to be done by shitting on these people. So many simps in here. Who pays for this?
Who would call her princess?
I really want to learn how to do this. And he is like super like
800. Oh, they banned me already. You see that?
That's like
they fucking banned me already.
Is very like dominant. You can like
God
get that
damn
vibe from him. He's like very. He's a very
He's
dominant.
not having a good night.
And I was like, I think that.
Yeah, they're banning me a lot quicker than usual. That's all we're gonna do for simp killing right now. See, Twitch is become a cesspool of simps now. Like, it used to be pretty cool, like 5 years ago, whatever. You know, I used to watch, some people play online Call of Duty and shit. Pop in with them, whatever.
What I knew about Twitch was you went and watched your buddies play games.
Yeah, man. Now it's a cesspool of fucking simps, talking up these fucking whores that they'll never meet.
It's dollar store OnlyFans, bro.
It's so fucking bad, man. So, god damn it. Anyways, I got one more thing before we wrap up. I want to talk to you about something really important.
Uh-oh.
What do you think about Donald Trump and Biden?
I changed my hat. Hang on. I got the sign by the news hat. We're just going to put that on there. All right, there we go. Okay. There we go.
All right. Like that motherfucker.
Real like that motherfucker. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I like him. I have problems with some of the things he does and says, but his actions overall, I've agreed with, right? Like, and I guess because I've been around people who can't necessarily control their mouth a lot, they just run off of the mouth and say shit they don't mean, but they're always there for you and all that kind of shit. I guess that's why Trump doesn't bother me that much. And I always felt like I actually understood Trump a little bit in that he's a businessman. He, you can say whatever you want to, but the bottom line is the bottom line, right? Like and I think that a lot of people, if you're not in business and you haven't listened to 20,000 people bullshit you wouldn't get Trump, right? Because I mean, I've sat across the table from people and people told me, oh yeah, we're never going to buy that shit. There's no fucking way. And then 2 days later, they call you up and make the fucking deal, or they tell me, I remember I had a client one time and he told me flat out that he was going to sue me because, we didn't perform the way he felt we should. And you have to understand that when I was racing, what I did, I ran a rental program. And in that, I was very much like a hooker, right? I provided a good time at a reasonable rate with no guarantee of performance. Okay. So you know, and so we'd have guys all the time. They're like, well, you know, we don't think the car performed the way it should or whatever. We want out of our contract. They have like a 5 or 10 race contract with us. We want out. I'm like, well, you can't get fucking out. Yeah, you can buy your way out. You can't get out. Well, we're going to sue you. Okay. You know, and the next day, you know, they come back to the table because, you know, whatever, and then it's done. And so I've just done so much of that kind of stuff that I kind of understand how much bullshit Trump can throw out there just to see what's going to stick and then go with it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that most people probably, they can't do that. My wife can't do it. My wife thinks Trump is just hilarious, and that's it. Like she doesn't take him seriously at all. Where I take him really pretty fucking serious. The one thing about Trump is that if he really says something, he fucking does it, right? Like, and if he can. Now, unfortunately, I think my criticism of Trump is that he did not go into government understanding how government works and how bad it can really be and how fucked up it can be, because he never had to deal with it directly, right? All he ever did was have to pay a few, you know, bribes and make some contributions to his local elected officials.
Of course,
he never had to actually, you know, work with them. And I think that he vastly underestimated the inefficiency and fuckery in the U.S. government as it is right now. And you know, so on that, I had a lot of like reservations in some areas. Other areas, I thought he was good. I don't know, you know, what happened with the election deal. I don't even want to get into it. It's just
no, we're not. We're just gonna keep it very short and you know, summary here. But all I know is that he's a businessman. We had a great, you know, economical growth with him. You know, we had low you know, employment rate with him. And
he's a good negotiator, right? So
he's art of negotiation, baby.
Yeah, all the countries that we were like fucking around with, he fixed. Like he went in there and he, you know, and I think the one thing about everyone in the world is they understood that if Donald Trump says, I'm going to bomb you back to the Stone Age, he was going to fucking do it, right?
Yeah.
Because he believed that he could do it. It wasn't so much that he just said it. He believed that that's what's going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, he, you know, coming in and, you know, I watched that debate between Destiny and Shapiro the other night. And I got to be honest with you. I hate the debate format that whatever went to or has tried to kind of adopt. I dislike that. I like the discussion. I like the kind of animated bullshit that goes on. And I don't like the whole, you know, Andrew, you know, being so organized. And then you got 3 girls over there that don't know what the fuck's going on and 2 over there with notepads writing shit down like Destiny does. And, you know, so I had, I just don't like that. But I watched the one with Ben Shapiro and Destiny lost his shit over Trump. I mean, he can't admit any core truth of what happened during Trump's.
I know. I saw that too.
You know, it's one thing to go, you know what? I can criticize Trump in these areas, and that's accurate. That's true. But I can't criticize him in other areas because he did what he said he was going to fucking do. When he said he was going to bomb, drop the Moab on wherever the fuck it was, that bomb got dropped, right? Like that shit happened. When he said this was going to happen, it happened. You know, he wasn't fucking around at all. And when he said, if you don't do this, I'm going to do this, that's what happened. And it, you know, again, he did good things, he did bad things. I really dislike it when people do not admit both sides of the coin. They well, you know, it's just a complete train wreck. The economy really didn't grow. Fuck Ted, yeah, it did. You know, whatever. And at the end of the day, I think Trump's going to make it in. I personally, you know, It's going to sound weird. I said this before. I think you listened to the thing I did about it. I think it won't happen, but I think Trump and RFK on the same ticket is like, that's nuclear, man. Like RFK is so really real Democrat that he qualifies as a conservative these days.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, like he's
That's
not
true.
a leftist. Right? And, you know, and he's hated by the left. I really would like to see that. I'm unhappy with the Nikki Haley thing. I'm sure you are too.
Oh, dude, that's fucking cunt, dude. Yeah, she needs. You know, it's the Democrats funding her and shit.
Swear to God, I thought she was going to drop out yesterday. When she was still in this morning, I was like, "You fucking shit me? Why are you still here? You know, you're out of money. You don't have any money left. Why are you still here?"
Dude, yeah, she's getting funded by the fucking powers that be. You know, that are trying to keep Trump off the ticket. I mean, everyone expected a blowout. No, it was not a blowout at all. He won pretty significantly, sure, but that was not a fucking blowout like Iowa was, right? Like,
right.
I was fucking mad, bro. I was like, everyone knows who's backing Nikki Haley right now, dude. She's the fucking worst bitch, cunt, fucking woman, man. So, you know, it don't take an act of God for Trump not to win, really, or a lot of cheating that's going to happen. That's the only way. Like, if you look at, you know, who's backing Trump right now, you see people that never backed Trump backing Trump right now. You see the minorities fucking, you know, coming out of the woodworks now.
They backed him this much before, but now it's them and all their cousins and all their uncles and all their nephews and aunts and every fucking body.
That's what I'm trying to spread too. You know, I have niggas for Trump on, you know, on my back right now, dude. Yeah. I'm trying to fucking, you know, get all my fucking blacks and Latinos out there, bro. I'm all for it because I know we can do it.
Did you see that shit in Chicago? Did you see that shit in Chicago where they had like a, I think it's a black church leadership or black political leadership they were on TV in an interview on a major news network saying that they've now 100% backed Trump. Like they backed Biden, but now because of all of these illegals being busted in, and they're getting something like $9,000 a month, and none of the poor people in Chicago are getting any money. None of them are getting,
dude.
They're throwing poor people in the middle of fucking winter out of the places that they live to put illegals in, and then they give the illegals basically carte blanche. Here's a credit card. Go fucking spend money.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was talking about how that process works in divisive content that a guy had on my show last Thursday. He explained it in pretty small enough detail to know, holy shit, it's a nice monopoly that these leftist fucks are doing, because the only way to stop it is just to keep outreaching as much as you can, because the only way that Trump's going to lose is through these illegals, through this process that the monopoly is currently working on going against Trump. And I'm afraid. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried, dude. I'm a little worried. I'm a Trumper, but if he doesn't win, we already know.
I don't think they're going at it. I don't think they're bringing any illegals to swing the vote, because they're not putting the illegals.
It's not the illegals I'm worried about. It's the fucking other. It's the other money that is getting pumped into Nikki Haley and the other candidates that were supposed to vote Republican.
I was shocked Nikki Haley was still there this morning. I don't see how she's going to last next week. She's got to run. I mean, the problem is that we're like one win away from it being mathematically impossible for her to get the nomination. Like, impossible. It's mathematically, she can't do it. So I think Nikki Haley's a self-solving problem in my estimation. Now, the problem is that because she's stuck in longer than DeSantis, if they're able to disqualify Trump somehow, then she would be technically the Republican nominee. Now, there's some things around. I'm not going to go down rabbit holes there, but I don't know. I think she's a red herring to keep us from some other things. But my real concern is what I think is going to happen with the Biden campaign, and I think that what's going to happen is you're going to, what I think is, and I'm pretty, I put a lot of thought into this because I couldn't understand how they even want Biden to run, but they will not let anybody else run against him, right? Like they basically have already, like he's the candidate, right? Fuck everybody else. Yeah. But that was a smart move on their part because they don't have anybody with national draw right now. Nobody. Zero. There's zero Democrats out there.
Yeah, one.
Who do you think?
You know who I'm talking about.
You about Newsom? Come on. Yeah, come on. But here's the thing, though. You are right, you sneaky bastard. Here's the thing. What they're going to do is they're going to put Newsom in as VP. They're going to run down until September, middle of October. Biden is going to have a debilitating situation, making him unable to take office. And Newsom's going to be the presidential candidate.
Oh, man. I have to remember that. Oh, yeah, it is because it's getting recorded right now.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't see it because Newsom can't win, right? People hate Newsom. I mean, people dislike Trump and a few people hate him, but there are like a lot of people that hate Newsom. And he has so much baggage that will be thrown up the minute and they're not going to announce Newsom as the VP running mate until the last possible moment. Because the minute they announce him, the Republicans are standing by, and the Libertarians and basically anybody else in the fucking country in the race are going to throw so much shit at Gavin Newsom. It's going to be crazy. Like he's worse than Kamala.
You think so? Kamala's pretty fucking bad, bro.
But she could never be president. They would never let her be president. I thought that they would. I honestly thought that they were going to take Biden out in like 6 months in the office. I thought that he'd have a debilitating situation. And they kind of started that process, but she is, again, the problem with Kamala is that she is too easily impeachable. She's too crooked. Newsom is even more crooked than she is.
Damn.
Right?
I know some about Gavin Newsom, but I definitely I want to study up on him a little bit more.
Yeah, he's no bueno, man. But he does have some national draw. If they had been, well, the problem is that all of the other crooked motherfuckers they were going to put up there, they all got sent to fucking jail.
Yeah, well,
I mean, they wanted what's his name out of New York, right? What is his name? The mayor of New York.
Fuck, Wiener.
Yeah, and then the governor of New York,
Giuliani.
His brother. No.
The fucking Cuomo
and his brother, right?
Yeah, Cuomo, the Cuomo brothers.
Yeah, the Cuomo brothers, right? Both of them are going to jail.
Are they going to jail? I wasn't aware of that.
I think one of them is definitely going to jail or is under restriction.
Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, and the other one is they're both being prosecuted. You couldn't put them in place because they're both being prosecuted.
Damn.
And literally everybody that's affected or tied to the Biden White House or the administration, they're all being charged with something right now that they're going to go. There's going to be results of that. Even that DA down in Georgia that went after Trump, she's now being investigated.
She's getting fucked right now. Yeah, Fannie Willis. Derek knows her personally. The guy I interviewed last Thursday. Yeah, he dislikes her. He had the niggas for Trump shirt, and he was on live air. He went viral for that moment. And then they're like, "Oh, what do you think about it?" He goes, "Oh man, Fetty Wap, man, she full of shit."
Yeah, there you go.
On live TV, he didn't give a fuck, bro. I'm gonna have him back on soon again. I love Derek Gibson. He is fucking raw as shit. He don't give a fuck. He's definitely one of my favorite, politicians for sure. He's running for Senate.
I mean, politicians is, on the Republican side, I just don't think anybody could beat Trump this time. There's some good arguments that you could put Vivek in as VP, and VP would be, that would put him in the public eye. He does a lot of things really good that Trump does really okay. Like he's very good at communicating. He's very good at energizing the more people like you that are computer oriented and online all the time and stuff like that. And he's very good at reaching out to that subset. And he has a lot of
time. It's not his time. It's not his time.
Not his time. It is not his time. But if he was VP in 24 and 28, he could run and he could potentially win.
I think so too. But, all right, I gotta wrap up here.
All right, man.
Yeah. But I know. I went a little longer than I expected because I gotta do some shit. Anyways, hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. This is actually a fun
anytime, man.
This is good. And I'm also trying to get you, adjusted to, how, live talk shows are. It just takes some practice. It took me, if you saw like my first videos, man, I was fucking all over the place. I didn't have like a script or nothing, Now I have everything in my mind, how I want to interact with anybody that I host on my shows and shit. So with you, it was easy. Some people I don't know, like some Twitter people that that get on my show, I know what they say on Twitter, but I don't know how they are as a person because I don't hear them speak.
That's what Brian says. And, I've been on TV enough that, and I've been, I had been on other podcasts related to racing like years and years ago. They weren't even calling podcasts then. But, so I'm very used to, having a honestly, I've very used to having a microphone thrust in my face at literally the worst possible time of my day. And
that's what he said.
Hey, what do you think? What do you think? And I'm like, I'll tell you in a second.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
But this was good. I like the format. I'm very, you're easy enough to talk to, and we can go back and forth on a bunch of different subjects.
Oh yeah, dude. I just gotta close up shop on some things here. That's why I was like, fuck, and I'm trying to help out Divisive content as well on his shit. So I'm like, fuck. He hasn't gone live yet.
There's always another night, bro. There's always another
for
night.
sure, man. Dude. I appreciate you coming on, man. And everyone got to see who Grid One Motorsports is now. More in the flesh, fleshed out. Yeah, he ain't no brokey either, motherfuckers. He's doing shit. He's helping out society, motherfuckers. Get on his level. I'm not even there yet.
I can't stay. I think one of the things personally, I don't know how many people are this way, but I just can't sit still, man. I'm thinking about new businesses. I've got some money this year that I want to invest in something. I hadn't found the right vehicle yet. I'm looking, we're looking at like 5 different things, we'll actually probably look at like 100 different businesses or people, that we could throw some money at and
throw money over here, man. I'm trying to retire off of Rumble. Come on.
We might do two, that because we're honestly, we're looking at something where we put, and I think most people, you need to get to the point where you're comfortable. You kind of have fuck you money, like your house is paid for, your bills are paid for. You have enough income, whether through work, just working as much as you're comfortable working, or with residual real estate or investments or whatever. You have enough money every month coming in that you can just kind of fuck off. And then, when you get chunks of money, or if you just pull out chunks of money and just say, hey, you know what? I got 250 grand here. What can I throw it in?
Real estate. Real estate, always real estate for me.
Yeah, maybe a little bit high risk, but it might turn out to be a $20 million deal, right?
Always.
And that's kind of what I'm always looking to do. And I think that most people think you have to have $250,000 to do it. But I mean, honestly, I started doing just a little bit here and there, man. I used to flip cars. I used to buy stuff that I knew when I was poor, I never bought anything that I felt like would lose value because I may have to sell it. Right. And I may have to pay my rent off of it one month. And so if I bought a guitar, I wanted to buy the best guitar I could buy at the cheapest price. So that if I had to sell it in 2 months, I could get at least that much and maybe a little more out of it, And I think people these days, they don't give a shit. You buy a $7,000 watch, you walk out the store and it's worth $5,000, $3,000 street value. Nobody gives a fuck about it. And you just blew $4,000. You don't realize it, but you just fucked off $4,000 and you don't even know that. Like you're not bright enough to understand that. And and I always think like literally every single thing I do every single day, I'm like, gonna cost me.
Yeah. Anyways, hey, thanks a lot, man. Everybody, don't forget to, like my shit. Subscribe to my trolling on X. I like to talk a lot of shit to a lot of, high-end people where they also block me. It's actually funnier that they block me on X.
You're like a professional asshole is what you are.
I have to be. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get on like Andrew's level. So I'm trying to get there. I'm actually more of an asshole than he is because he has like a reputation he has to kind of uphold, and like a good reputation. Me, I don't have a reputation. I don't have clout. I'm not trying to chase clout. I'm trying to, beat truth into the brains of fucking retards. That's all. If they don't like the truth, then they can block me or fucking accept, that this is my honest take. Not just anyone, but everyone's honest take. That's all.
Truth hurts, man.
Yeah, truth fucking hurts. So anyways, don't forget to go ahead and join in on my locals, guys. Come and follow my channel, Raw is Law. I'm going to keep throwing out more bangers. Until then, see you guys soon. Hell yeah.